Hello. Well, listen, it's a great movie. I know. I know we usually go through a whole intro, blah, 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 blah. Listen, I just want to get it up top in your face. This is a great movie. I had a blast. Right? Like, we'll get to the review, whatever, but I just want you to know right now, we had a ball. Well, I did. I don't want to speak for you, right? I had a ball.
Okay.
Right? And, so anyway. Hello, hi, welcome. The name of the show is Politics, although I call it Politrix. And the title of this episode is Beau is Afraid. My name is Presh.
And I am Ty.
So, well, first of all, I want to say we missed a week.
Yes.
It's been a tough week for me. Like at work, I had a lot of stuff to do, so we, skipped a week.
Yeah.
The rationale was that, like, the podcast isn't fully launched yet. We were waiting for episode 10 to launch, and this is actually episode 10 that we're doing now. So, yes, this is the last time we could, do it before
properly launching.
Yeah, properly launching. So, yeah, I just took some time. Sorry if this offends, but, so it's been 2 weeks since we... Well, I can't remember when exactly, but it's been quite a while since we last recorded. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's been about 2 weeks. Yeah.
So, yes. So anyway, there's quite a lot of news, and at the end of, with recommendations, there'll be quite a lot of things because, I've just been watching a lot of stuff over 2 weeks. So, yeah. Anyway, clean up from last week, right?
Yes.
So I apologize for the audio quality last week. I was listening back to it, and there was some fucked up moments.
Yeah.
I've been beefing with the listeners about the length of the episodes.
Yeah.
But I believe that to be an illegitimate gripe.
Okay.
Right? And that's why I don't give a shit about it. Okay. This is a legitimate gripe. Right?
Yes.
We're recording an audio medium, and we, should take care of the quality of the sound.
Yeah.
So,
Makes sense.
Yeah, I just wanted to, again, up top, just apologize to the listeners.
Yes.
Although I wanted to say the movie's great first before. That's much more important than apologizing. And I'm still beefing about the... Yeah, but anyway, so this is episode 10, right? So like I said, once it gets launched, there'll be two different groups, right?
Yes.
There'll be the post-10s, who's listening after it's been launched proper, and the pre-10s.
The OGs.
Right? Yeah, but I'm beefing with the pre-10s. The pre-10s are the people who are telling me it's too long. So, yeah, maybe I like the post-10s a lot more.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah.
We'll
let's. All I'm saying is let's not beef the post-10s. let's not engage in a negative way so early on. Let's slowly build up to hatred. You need some time to, get there. But yeah, anyway. So I was mentioning Shane Black's detective movie. We were speaking about, Iron Man 3.
Yeah.
And I said it's a very good detective movie. And I couldn't remember the name. So I mentioned Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. And I was trying to remember another detective movie I liked of his.
Yes.
It's called The Nice Guys.
Okay.
Starring the Goose and Russell Crowe.
Huh. The birds.
Yeah. The Goose and the Crow. Yes. It came out in 2016, but I didn't watch it, when it came out. I watched it like on TV years later.
Yeah.
But yeah, great movie. Check it out if you have a chance. Yeah. And, similarly in that vein, we were speaking about Captain America. What's the second one?
The
Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier.
Right, and it's based on 70s spy thrillers, and I mentioned that I went back and I watched those 70s spy thrillers, and the one I didn't mention was 3 Days of the Condor, which is the most important one in relation to this, because the titular Condor is played by Robert Redford in 3 Days of the Condor, and he's the bad guy in this movie, so it's like a flip on that movie, right? But so in that movie, he's the one, like there's like assassinations happening around him, and he's like, he doesn't know what's going on. In Captain America, he's the one in charge of the assassination.
Yeah.
Right, he's the one who knows who's good. It's just a flip of that. But yeah, I forgot to mention that last week.
Okay.
And I also spoiled the twist, about Hydra.
Yeah.
In Captain America.
Yeah.
But then I got very protective about the twist in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Yeah. But it's the same twist. It's the exact same twist. Right. In Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., we find out Hydra was secretly inside S.H.I.E.L.D. this whole time, and
Yes.
in Captain America, we find out that same thing.
Yeah.
I don't know why I was fully, just spoiling the shit out of this one. And when I get to the other point, I'm like, wow, I can't say this. It's too sacred to... it's too sacred to mention this out loud. Yeah. But anyway, so that's just the cleanup from last week. Do you have any cleanup?
Can't say I do. We've touched on everything I was going to say.
So let's get into the news of the week.
Okay.
So I watched this video of this fucking nerd threatening us, right? He was wearing a bow tie, and he has like a... I don't know. He speaks kind of like Ned Flanders a bit.
What?
So he's the US ambassador to South Africa, right?
Oh, I see.
His name is Ruben Brigitte.
Okay.
He accused the country of covertly providing arms to Russia, a charge that drew an angry rebuke from Pretoria.
Okay.
Ruben Brigitte told a media briefing on Thursday that the US believed weapons and ammunition had been loaded onto a Russian fighter that docked at Cape Town Naval Base in December.
Oh.
We are confident that weapons were loaded onto that vessel, and I would bet my life on the accuracy of that assertion. That's exactly how he sounded, bro. Listen, listeners, pause and go listen to the video of him. That's, sorry for playing a recording of him, but... Yeah, anyway. So, according to the video of remarks, the arming of Russia by South Africa is fundamentally unacceptable. And I just want to say first, I agree with him, right? If indeed we are secretly arming Russia in the war against Ukraine, that is horrible. It's not good.
Yes.
Right?
I agree.
My issue with this is the process.
Yes.
He should have gone to, the relevant people, arranged a meeting and said, hey, we have intelligence that...
You've done this thing.
That you could have done something potentially wrong.
Yeah.
Speaking with the relevant people, resolved it, or if there is an issue, then go back to the US. Not go back, send word back to the US that there's a situation developing, right?
Yeah.
But he immediately took it to the media.
Yeah.
And so the thing is, regarding the war, we are non-aligned.
Yes.
Meaning we don't take a side. It's up to the people fighting the war, the Russians and the Ukrainians, to resolve the conflict.
Yeah.
That being said, not taking a side doesn't mean we ignore the issue. What it means is we should be trying to instigate and possibly broker peace talks between the two factions, right?
Yeah.
So we're on the side of peace, we're not on the side of Russia or Ukraine.
Yeah.
Right? Now,
No.
the fact that this guy immediately took it to the media is why I say he's threatening us, right?
Yeah.
I viewed it as the US trying to exert their influence on us using the media.
Yeah.
Right? All the ANC politicians who responded to this brought up the Iraq War,
Okay.
in which the US lied about Saddam Hussein having weapons of mass destruction, and they started a war over it, right?
Yeah.
Now, before the 2003 invasion, Iraq's domestic oil industry was fully nationalized and closed to Western oil companies. A decade of war later, it is largely privatized and utterly dominated by foreign firms.
Well, that doesn't seem fair.
Now, I assume that this is just a happy coincidence for the Americans.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't explicitly their plan to this, but they just somehow ended up with all the oil by mistake. It's not their fault.
There's no way.
Now,
They could have taken the oil.
Yeah. Anyway, all that to say, I personally think we should always view U.S. intelligence as suspect until backed up with independent proof.
Yeah.
Right? It's astounding that country is still viewed as credible after the Iraq debacle. It's been 20 years, right?
Yeah.
And they've never been, taken into account over it.
Yeah.
1 million dead Iraqis.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's just
Move on.
on, right? So a few weeks ago, we spoke about Tucker Carlson getting fired from Fox.
Yeah.
Was that on the last episode?
I think so, yeah. As
I don't
far
know.
as I can recall, it was.
I don't know. But anyway, so this week he announced that he'll be doing a new version of his show now on Twitter.
Ah.
So he didn't mention if it's exclusively on Twitter, but he didn't say, hey, I'm going independent and my content will be on the internet. He specifically mentioned Twitter,
Okay.
which is why I assume it's exclusive to Twitter.
Yeah.
Right? And
Yeah.
my initial thought was that he signed some sort of deal with, Twitter to exclusively produce content there.
Yeah.
But Elon Musk tweeted, I also want to be clear that we have not signed a deal of any kind. Right? So,
Okay.
I thought he tweeted this to avoid any liability, as Tucker has a non-compete clause in his contract, and signing a deal with Twitter or another like right-wing news, quote-unquote news organization would mean he's in violation of that, right?
Yeah.
But Carlson's lawyers have come out and said that the non-compete clause is null and void due to Fox violating the contract.
Okay.
So in light of this, it seems a strange decision to go independent, and especially to tie yourself down to one platform in particular without a deal.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you'd assume he'd go to like YouTube.
Yeah.
I don't know. What are the other platforms?
YouTube,
I don't know.
Twitch, Instagram.
Yes. Or, right, he wouldn't specifically be or exclusively be on Twitter.
Could get an OnlyFans.
Yeah. Again, maybe this is just me misunderstanding, and he does plan to go to all these things, and he just said Twitter as like a... That's kind of like his base of operations, and then...
Yeah. Then he branches
but
out.
he still puts stuff out, but...
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway... So, if you are trying to reach the widest audience possible, I think he'd take a deal with a smaller right-wing, quote-unquote, news network, like Newsmax or OAN, obviously because Fox.
Yeah.
Fox fired him, and I doubt he'd get like a job at like a CNN,
Yeah.
MSNBC, etc. So, a smaller right-wing organization, like I said, Newsmax, OAN, and then post episodes from his show to as many sites as possible. So, like the YouTube, what we're just talking about now.
Yeah.
So, he's both getting money from... the corporation.
Yeah.
And he's getting independent, like ad money from YouTube, etc.
Yeah.
Stuff like that, right?
Makes sense.
Because the majority of older people don't watch things on the internet.
Yeah.
And the majority of younger people don't watch TV.
Yeah.
So if he's on the TV and then spreading those clips online, it would, you'd find the most amount of people. But if he's only on the internet, and specifically only on Twitter, that limits his reach, greatly.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people say, well, because his nightly show pulls in 3.5 million viewers that he was doing every evening, right?
That's a lot.
And their whole point is that Twitter has like 500 million active users.
Yes.
So that's a bigger potential audience.
Technically.
Yes, but first of all, you have to just realize that Facebook has 1.2 billion active users, right? It's double the amount of people on Twitter.
Yeah.
So if you're, first of all, just tying yourself down to Twitter, you're definitely not reaching the biggest audience possible, right?
Definitely not, yeah.
So, so that's why I was saying, I think that's how you'd make the most money. Just go into a small right-wing news organization, spreading your things online, and yeah. But the only angle I can see in favor of being independent is that he has less oversight.
Yeah.
And he can just say whatever he wants to say, as opposed to, if he were at Fox still, but that being said, while he was at Fox, he just...
He said everything anyway.
He spread white nationalist conspiracy theories on air, bro. And they took those clips and put it online onto YouTube. It's like, how racist are the things you actually want to say that you can't say it on Fox News? It's so... I shudder to think what this guy will actually do, given less oversight.
Yeah.
Right? But anyway, we'll just have to see and, wait and see how it plays out. He obviously has more information than me, so there must be some method to the madness I'm just not seeing.
Yeah.
Obviously. So, yeah. Again, the same dipshit. Twitter owner Elon Musk announced in a tweet on Friday that Linda Yaccarino, a veteran media executive who led advertising at NBC Universal for more than a decade, will succeed him as the platform's next CEO. I'm excited to welcome Linda Yaccarino as the new CEO of Twitter, Musk wrote. What? Why are you laughing?
Nothing.
That's how he speaks. Yaccarino will focus primarily on business operations while I focus on product design and new technology. Musk continued, looking forward to working with Linda to transform this platform into X, the everything app. Why are you laughing?
Because it sounds German.
I'm reading his quote. I'm reading the quote. That's how it sounds on the page. Right. So anyway, the obvious angle everyone who's reported on this has taken to make fun of her name, right? I just want to take the high road and ignore it. But it's just too funny. And again, I mentioned Ned Flanders.
Yes.
Her name sounds like what Ned Flanders would say when he's about to throw up. He's like, oh no, I'm not feeling well. I'm about to yiddly yakkarino.
Oh no. This poor lady.
Yeah. But anyway, his right-wing fans are upset because apparently she used to work for the World Economic Forum.
Oh.
Do you know what that is?
Something.
Okay, have you heard the word Davos?
Yes.
So it's a meeting between rich people every year, right?
Okay.
That's the World Economic Forum. It takes place in Davos. Davos is the area in which this meeting takes place.
Okay.
So
Makes
it's
sense.
it was started by a German engineer. His name is Klaus Schwab.
Okay.
Right, and he's a big time enemy of the right wing. Right, so their goal is to promote capitalism around the world.
Okay.
But so you'd assume the right wing would be in favor of them.
Yeah.
But how can I say this? They want a fairer version of capitalism.
Okay.
Like what they do in Denmark and Norway.
Oh, right. I see. Okay.
Like with lots of social programs as well as, like a strong public sector.
Yeah.
But it's still capitalism.
Yeah.
So they want to reform capitalism to make it work.
Yes.
So the right wing are very upset with this for whatever reason, right? But the left wing critique of this is that this is just a group of elites, of rich people, changing the world how they want it.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be the case. These are unelected people. These are just like business people that have money.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Government is what speaks for the people because they are elected.
Yeah.
We never elected these rich people to
talk for us.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why, and obviously their base goal is to spread capitalism.
Yeah.
We don't want that. We want to get rid of capitalism. We think it's a broken system.
Yes.
Left. I mean,
Yeah.
Right.
Not-
Not you and me. I do, not you. You are a right winger.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Crazy right doing
Yeah.
that.
So anyway, obviously our critiques of the world economic are very vastly different.
Yes.
But the right wing's critiques of them are very kind of bizarre. You think they'd be in favor of a lot of what the World Economic Forum does, but
Yeah.
never. There's a lot of conspiracy theories around them that
Oh yeah, of course.
they spreading the vaccine for the coronavirus is killing people, and they
Yes.
helping spread it, stuff like that. It's
Okay. It doesn't make much sense, but it's out there.
it makes sense to them, right?
Yeah.
It's but yeah. Anyway, so there's a lot of people very angry with Linda Yaccarino being appointed,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
for vastly different reasons.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to get at. Yeah.
Okay.
The last bit of news is the Killers of the Flower Moon trailer came out this week.
Yeah.
I had a blast. Yeah, I sent it to you immediately.
Yeah.
We will definitely be covering this. Again, unless I fall down that ditch and you take control of the show. Yeah. What a movie! It's looking. The early reviews are coming on because it premiered at a festival.
Yeah.
And the trailer was released to the public, and the movie came out at the festival. So we're getting a few reactions from critics who were there at that festival, and they're all saying it's an outstanding movie. So I'm very, very excited.
I am as well.
This is the same as last week I came here and I'm like, I don't really watch trailers, but I watched the Dune trailer.
Yeah.
I'm coming back here again I don't really watch trailers, but yeah.
Killers of the Flower Moon.
Yes, I tried to avoid trailers, but sometimes, the hype gets to you.
Yeah.
You just have to watch it.
Yeah.
Right, so, yeah.
Yeah.
Any news from you?
Yeah, I've got some. Eddie Murphy is in talks to be the new Inspector Clouseau in the new Pink Panther movie.
I've heard about this.
Yeah. Although, strangely, according to reports from EmpireOnline.com, it's going to utilize a blend of live action and CG to
Yes.
see.
And the Pink Panther will be an actual character in the movie.
Yeah.
The animation from the beginning of the movies.
I don't know. That seems very hit or miss.
Yeah.
It's either they'll do it really well or it'll be an absolutely terrible movie. Well, maybe not terrible movie, but terrible use of the Pink Panther.
Yeah, I'm gonna say something potentially offensive.
Okay.
I haven't found Eddie Murphy funny in quite a long time. If I'm being honest with you, he's done a lot better like dramatic work.
Yeah.
Do you know Dolomite Is My Name?
No.
Okay, it's a movie that came out in 2019 starring him. It was a more dramatic role, less comedic, and I really liked him there as opposed to he was in. I can't remember. I saw him in a comedic role recently.
Yes.
Was it Coming to America too?
I think so. Maybe.
Whatever. Just my point being, I haven't found Eddie Murphy funny in quite a while, so
Yeah.
I don't know how excited I am about this.
Yeah.
But anyway, yes.
I mean, the last line of the article that I read said, it seems that Murphy is going full Norbert, and you never go full Norbert.
Well, he did already.
Yeah. He kind of already did that, so
he's the one person. Yeah, but, yeah. Anyway.
Yeah?
Is that it?
Yeah, that's...
Is that all your news?
Well, my other news was Killers of the Flower Moon, but
Oh.
we covered that, so...
Alright.
Yeah.
So, context for the movie. Right?
Okay.
In the last decade or so, we've seen the rise of independent distribution companies, breaking into the business, such as Annapurna. Have you heard of them?
No.
Alright. Neon.
No.
Alright. And A24.
Have heard of them.
Right. We mentioned them, I think, in the Oscar episode.
Yes.
Because their movie, Everything Everywhere, won the Oscar.
Yeah.
But it did. Basically, their movies clean swept Best Picture, Best Director, the 4 acting categories.
Yeah. Seems like a good turnout for them.
Yeah, so the directors of Everything Everywhere won Best Director.
Yeah.
That movie won Best Picture.
Yeah.
Michelle Yeoh won Best Actress.
Yeah.
Ki Hee Kwan won Best Supporting Actor.
Yeah.
Brendan Fraser from The Whale, another A24 movie, won Best Actor.
Yeah.
And Best Supporting was...
I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea.
Well, just Google. But
Yeah.
the point being, they've they started in like 2010, 2011, around there.
Yeah.
So a 12-year-old company, they swept the major categories at the Oscars. It's
Yeah.
pretty good.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
She was also in Everything Everywhere. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
But I don't think she deserved it. But we spoke about this last
we
episode.
did. Yeah.
Never mind. Yeah. But this is the first A24 episode that we're doing on the main feed.
Yeah.
And in that Oscar episode, I mentioned that I think incredibly highly of the A24 movies. They have a very good eye for talent.
Yes.
Right, and picking movies to distribute. But it's very difficult to go see an A24 movie. They only show it in this one theater that we went to watch Beau Was Afraid.
Yeah.
Right? It's very rare that it becomes more popular and it goes into wider release and we can see it easily. So that's my problem. A distribution company that can't distribute.
Yeah.
But obviously at the same time they're very small, they're independent, so it's harder for them to distribute. So to an extent I understand, but it still sucks.
Yeah,
I don't like it.
Yeah.
Just because I understand something doesn't mean I have to like it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Anyway. Neon. Sorry. Never mind.
Okay.
Both Annapurna and Neon are better about getting movies into wider circulation.
Yeah.
Right, but I digress. We're not here to slam A24. Right, so we were able to see this picture and I had a blast.
Yeah.
Right, we went together, we saw it at this... I can't remember, it's called the Rosebank something.
Novo.
No, the mall.
Rosebank Mall.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Alright. Well, yeah. So we, 2 of us, and
Yeah.
my friend that did shrooms, not me.
Yeah.
came with us.
Yeah.
Right? Just the three of us. 3 people.
Yeah.
Not 2 people, 3.
Yeah.
If we're counting the numbers, 1, 2, 3.
Yes, the 3 of us.
Yes. We went to the park first of all and walked around.
We did. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice time.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, then we went to the movies and we'd never been to I had never been to that theater before. I think you have.
No. Not.
Didn't you tell me you went, like your friend lives near there and you went there?
No. That was a completely different story about watching Black Panther in an empty theater.
Alright.
Anyway, yeah.
Nevertheless, right. I really like that theater.
Yes.
I just want to say, I actually went back there.
Oh, okay.
And I plan to go back there again this week for Fast X, which we'll be covering next week.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I just had a great time.
Nice.
It was like, they had this like felt, like fabric.
Yeah.
On the seats and like the sides of the theater.
Yeah.
It felt very like cozy.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only thing is the bathroom is very far away.
Well, from that specific theater, yeah.
But yeah, I needed to pee.
Yeah.
So I went like to pee like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
So yes, the next day I went back and I watched Beau was Afraid again. So, it's the James Cameron Avatar 2 thing.
Yeah.
Right. In an interview, they asked James Cameron, with the new Avatar being so long, well, what do you say to moviegoers who may need to go to the bathroom and might miss certain plot points? Yeah. It's like, well, they can find out what happens when they come back to watch it a second time. Right, thank you, Big Jim. Right. That's, when you make a great movie, the length doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If you need to go pee, you'll just come watch it again because it's so excellent.
Yeah.
Right. But anyway.
Yep.
When the movie ended, I said, this might be the best, or not might be. I mean, this is the best episode except for Avatar that we've covered on this pod.
Yes.
And it might be better than Avatar.
Yes.
After thinking about it for like 2 weeks, I don't think it's better than Avatar.
Okay.
But it's still very good.
Okay. Yeah.
Alright, but anyway.
Cool.
So I like the theater, but I didn't like the shopping center that it was situated in.
Okay.
Just first of all, I get uncomfortable in bourgeois settings.
Fair enough.
Right. It makes me...
Which this was.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like my friend, he... we go to this club.
Yeah.
They like to go there and I don't like it. It's very like upscale.
Oh.
I don't like it.
Okay.
I'm just a working class guy.
Yeah.
Places like that, I find it upsetting.
Fair enough.
Nevertheless.
Anyway.
Right. Second of all, when we came out of that elevator, it was like smack dab in the middle of like an endless shop.
Right. It was not in. Okay.
We walked out. I looked to the left, I looked to the right. There's just shop all the way, right? And then you had to go find like in movies when like there's an army going from place to place, they send scouts out.
Yeah.
You went like a scout and you went to go find the exit. And then you came back to find me. That's how just vast this fucking shop is, bro. Walking into an endless shop is like one of my nightmares. Being trapped in an endless shop. Right? So anyway, if we could somehow take that theater out of that shopping center and put it in my bathroom. So I can use the toilet while I'm watching. That would be the ideal situation, It might be uncomfortable, possibly inconvenient for the other moviegoers, but
a little bit. Yeah,
that's really not my problem. That really has nothing to do with me. If they just see a guy take your shit while they're trying to watch a romance movie, and you just hear.
Oh no, the sound effects.
That's truly not my problem. Anyway, the next bit of context is that a couple of years after being created, A24 started to produce their own films as well.
Yeah.
So not just distributing, they got the director, they got the actors, they financed the thing, and then they made it, and then they distributed it.
Yes.
So the first one they did, they produced was Barry Jenkins' 2016 movie Moonlight,
Yeah.
which also won Best Picture.
Yeah.
That was the first movie they produced and it won Best Picture, which is pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah.
So then flash forward a couple of years to 2018, right?
Yeah.
They produced and distributed the horror movie Hereditary.
Yes.
Working with first-time director Ari Aster.
Yeah.
So he had made a couple of short films, but this was his first feature film.
All right. Okay.
Because I was kind of like shocked. I'm like, how did this guy just out of nowhere get a feature film? But I realized that he had a bunch of short films that they like saw and they, they saw the vision. They were like, why don't you come join us, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. When it came out, it was A24's highest grossing movie of all time at that point.
Yeah.
At time of recording, it's number 2 behind last year's Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Which is fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, again, Academy Award winner.
Yeah.
For Best Picture.
Yeah.
And it swept all the, the acting, except for Best Actor. But never mind, we're getting off track, right?
Yes.
We will possibly be covering Hereditary on the Patreon feed. It's not decided yet. I want to pitch a few things.
Okay.
Right, but anyway, I just wanted to mention this before we, for the rest of the podcast.
Yeah.
Not this particular podcast, I mean...
But the rest of all podcast that we do.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
Hereditary and other movies like The Babadook and The Witch gave birth to this internet phrase, elevated horror. Have you heard of it?
Yes. Vaguely.
So horror in the past has been looked at as like schlocky, lower class entertainment, right?
Yeah.
And this phrase is supposed to convey that this is a horror movie with prestige, so it needs to be differentiated from other horror movies.
Okay.
That this is like Oscar-worthy horror as opposed to, just low-level schlock.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't use this phrase because I think it's bullshit. Right?
Okay.
I view all genres as prestigious, including horror. So I don't feel the need to ever say or ever differentiate between, this is a elevated horror and this is a non-elevated horror. They're just horror movies to me.
Yeah.
Right? So
that's fair. Yeah.
If at any point you listen to this podcast and think, why are they not saying elevated horror?
Yeah.
That's exactly why.
Because it's just regular horror.
Yeah. So anyway, following the success of Hereditary, his next movie came out the following year titled Midsommar.
Yes.
So I actually saw Midsommar before I saw Hereditary.
Okay.
Yes, because
reasons. Because reasons.
Like the people who well the thing is, I'm not a big horror fan. We've spoken about this, right?
Yes.
I've never been into horror up until when the pandemic happened and I started watching a bunch of movies.
Yeah.
I started watching horror movies as well.
Yeah.
And then I saw Midsommar.
Yeah.
And I liked it. I was like, okay, this is cool. Let me see the first thing this guy did.
Yeah.
Hereditary was far superior to Midsommar to me.
Okay.
But I actually find people arguing online about which is better.
Okay.
So, there are people who love Midsommar more than Hereditary, but,
Yeah. To each their own.
Yes, to each their own. My point being, this is a folk horror movie, not a...
Yes.
It's also kind of traditional horror, but it's not... Like, Hereditary is more... I don't know how to describe it. Elevated horror.
Oh, really? Elevated horror, you say?
No, just... it's more conventional horror as opposed to...
Okay,
Midsommar.
Yeah.
Right. And when this came out, it was the 5th highest grossing A24 movie.
Yeah.
And is currently 6th, again, due to Everything Everywhere taking top spot last year.
Of course. Yeah.
So are you familiar with the concept of one for you, one for me?
It's like, when people are sharing sweets and they've got like a packet of sweets and then they'll one for you, one for me. Yeah. Yes.
How does that relate to this situation though?
I have no idea. You just brought up that small.
All right.
Okay. Cool.
One for you, one for me, one for you in this situation is when like directors have some clout, right?
Okay.
They make a movie that becomes a success. They have some, leverage against the studio.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
They don't have to do what the studio suggests.
Okay.
So, the most successful example of this is Christopher Nolan.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Let me just start.
Okay.
Right. So it's when a director gets some clout, so they're able to work on passion projects instead of in between doing franchise films for the studio.
Right.
It's
Okay.
understood that the passion project will not make as much money as the franchise film would,
Yeah.
but they need to keep the director happy and repay the success the director has brought to the studio.
Okay.
You know, with their prior movie.
Yeah.
It's similar to a blank check.
Yeah.
But while a blank check is after a massive success and happens once.
Yeah.
So you know, like the Wachowskis with The Matrix.
Yeah.
That was their like.
The big success.
Yes, it's a big success. It's not like a modest like.
Yeah.
You know, I said Hereditary was the A24's highest grossing movie.
Yeah.
But A24 is an independent studio.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of chump change in comparison to, like
the big boys.
a Disney, Fox. Well, Fox is part of Disney now. But
Yeah.
My point being, it's not as big as it is with a major.
Yeah.
Right. So they're not giving him a blank check, but they are trying to repay his,
His
success with the company.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, like I said, the blank check happens once.
Yeah.
One for me, one for you happens over the course of years and is an ongoing negotiation.
Okay.
Right. The most successful example of this that I can think of is Christopher Nolan.
Okay.
He did Batman Begins, the one for them.
Yeah.
Then he does The Prestige, the one for him. Bless you. It's
Thank you.
the movie about the battling magicians.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
No.
All right. Then he does The Dark Knight, the one for them.
Yeah.
Then the next one for him is Inception.
Yeah.
Right? But now, due to the popularity of The Dark Knight and Christopher Nolan as a brand, the one for him is also a huge success, right?
Yeah.
Then he does The Dark Knight Rises, obviously, for them.
Yeah.
And then again, his one for him is a massive financial success, which is Interstellar,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So ideally, the studio wants this scenario with every director.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, at the time of recording, this movie is at a huge financial loss,
Oh. Okay.
right?
Yeah.
It was made for 35 million,
Okay.
but it's only made 10 million.
Okay.
And remember when we spoke about Hollywood accounting,
Yeah.
right? They don't include distribution costs.
Yeah.
So 35 million is production costs.
Yes.
So you usually double it to get the full total.
Yeah.
So if they spend 35 million on creating it, they usually spend 35 million or thereabouts
On distribution, marketing,
that kind of
yeah.
stuff. So the true value, obviously we don't know the true value, this is just an estimate, is around 70 million,
which is a lot.
right?
Yeah.
And it made 10 million.
Ooh.
So
Yeah.
it's a massive flop.
No, it's right there. It's so close to breaking even.
But anyway, even though it's a massive financial flop, I believe that it's a creative success,
Okay.
right? They made an excellent movie and held on to a top tier talent in Ari Aster.
Yeah.
And I assume his next movie will be a conventional horror movie again,
Yeah.
to repay A24 for letting him do this movie.
Yeah.
So that's why I said it's a one for them, one for me.
Yeah.
It's an ongoing,
Yeah.
because if Beau's Afraid would have done, would have made lots of money, that would have become a blank check.
Yeah.
Then he could just do whatever. He wouldn't need to do a horror movie again
Yeah.
to appease the studio.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. The last bit of context is that Joaquin Phoenix starred as the Joker.
Yes, that he did.
It wasn't the movie immediately prior to this. It was 2 movies ago.
Yeah.
The movie immediately prior to this was a movie called Come On, Come On.
Okay.
Have you seen it?
No.
So it's an A24 movie.
Okay.
And
Yeah, okay.
right.
Yeah.
So
Makes
that's
sense.
I think that was his first A24 movie.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. And they got him within the system. So now,
Yeah.
they're just getting some of their top talent together to
Yeah.
make a movie.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is Ari Aster's one for him, and he has made a bizarre and confusing movie.
Yes.
Right.
Can
So
confirm.
movies like this have the potential to start arguments.
Yeah.
And I've been around the block enough times to know how the discourse about these types of movies go.
Yes.
So have you
Okay.
seen Charlie Kaufman's I'm Thinking of Ending Things?
No.
And Darren Aronofsky's Mother.
Also no.
So they very confusing, low concept movies.
Okay.
So certain people will say it's brilliant, certain people will say it's confusing and they don't like it, and the first group will, condescendingly say, well, you only think it's bad because you don't understand it.
Yeah.
And like this starts a bitter back and forth between the two parties.
Okay. Yeah.
So just because someone doesn't like something doesn't mean they don't understand it.
Yeah.
Right? But even if they didn't understand it, they could still just find the movie boring and aren't bothered with finding out the meaning.
Yeah.
Right? That's totally fine.
Yeah.
I don't like arguing about personal taste.
Okay.
I just respectfully disagree and state why I find it compelling or don't.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
I do take on any legitimate criticisms they may have and add it to my thoughts because it's legitimate.
It makes sense.
Right. I try not to judge other people about their taste in movies. Like on this podcast, I only get upset when you haven't seen a movie.
Yeah.
Not your opinion on a movie.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, people find me to be judgmental.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I think it's maybe like tone of voice or like my facial expression. People think I'm being like...
Little bit of both.
Yeah, well, whatever, right? But I don't intend it, but that's how I come off.
Yes.
Right? Anyway, lastly, I'm not trying to say I quote-unquote get this movie either, right?
Okay.
I'm just offering my interpretation.
Okay.
It could be 100% incorrect. Right?
Yeah.
Like I said, this movie is confusing.
Yeah. Okay.
The only person who know what it truly means is Ari Aster.
Yes.
And I guess, like, people he's told about it.
Yeah.
Maybe,
yeah. He's probably told someone about it.
Or maybe even if he's told somebody what it means, they may not fully grasp what it means to him.
Yeah.
So I still think he's the only one who'll truly know. But whatever, we're getting distracted with nonsense, right?
A little bit.
So moving on, right? I'm in the first camp. I think this movie is brilliant.
Yeah. Okay.
The basic plot of this movie is that Beau's mother dies and he has to go back home to attend her funeral.
Yes.
Right?
That's a very basic plot, but yes.
So the first added layer is that Beau is a man suffering from severe anxiety and paranoia, right? So this makes him view the world in a surreal way, which makes him an unreliable narrator.
Yes.
This means what's happening on screen is not what's actually happening. We're viewing the world through his paranoid and anxious eyes.
Okay.
Right? Some people have said that they didn't like that everything was surreal. They'd have preferred to have some clearly real scenes and some clearly fantastical scenes, so that the contrast is apparent.
Yeah.
You know, like, they know, okay, this is real, we can, like, hold on to this.
Yeah.
That kind of thing, right? To ground them.
Yes.
But I take the opposite position, right? If you don't know what's important, then everything is important, right?
Okay.
I think we should go through it scene by scene and say what parts I think are real and what parts I think are hallucinations.
Okay.
Right?
Fair. Yeah.
As opposed to... So, in the first couple of weeks, I was trying to go through it, you know, scene by scene.
Yeah.
But I realized that just took way too long. So,
yeah.
I split it up into my thoughts. But with this movie, I think, you know, because of this added layer of we don't know what's real, what's not, I think we should go scene by scene and say, this is real, this is not real.
Okay. Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
The next thing is this movie is very Jewish.
Oh, I thought we were going to do the scene by... Okay, never mind.
Yeah, we'll...
Oh, right,
we'll
okay.
Right.
Okay.
The next thing is this movie is very Jewish.
Okay.
I'm not bringing...
Very Jewish.
No, I'm not like a secret Hitler.
Just...
trying to bring this up like, hey guys, these guys are Jews. No.
It's just...
So, Ari Aster has described this movie as the Jewish Lord of the Rings. Right? He was obviously being tongue-in-cheek with that comment, but he clarified that by saying, it is very Jewish and it is 3 hours long.
So,
right?
He said it's very Jewish.
Yes.
Okay,
so
then it's fine.
I don't know precisely what he meant by very Jewish, but in popular culture, Jewish mothers are overbearing, like the mother in this movie.
Yeah.
And Jewish men are very anxious, which Beau is.
Yeah.
Right? So that's what I assume he means.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Or partly what I assume he means, right?
Okay.
Also, Joaquin Phoenix is Jewish.
Okay.
And Ari Aster.
Also Jewish.
Yes,
okay.
right?
Okay.
I also bring this up because this is clearly a retelling of Homer's The Odyssey, you know, which is a Greek story.
Yeah.
But Aster says, quote, Greek tragedies are always really made me laugh because the gods in those plays are so petty and ridiculous. They're always punishing people for not honoring them in the right way. And I thought, oh, that's very Jewish. That's like the most Jewish thing. End quote. Right?
Okay.
So another reading of the events that befall him is that the gods are playing tricks on him, like the gods in a Greek tragedy would.
Yes.
Right? Cruel twists of fate just happen.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Right? Now, do you know what an incel is?
For the first... Well, not for the first time. But... how do I describe this? basically, for the first time in a while, I do actually know something you're talking about.
All right. And we mentioned this on an episode a couple of weeks ago, I think.
Yeah, probably. An involuntary celibate.
Yes.
Yeah. They see themselves as, I don't want to say they see themselves as perfect, but they see other people as the problem as to why they aren't like in a relationship or
Yes.
yeah.
In short, that's yes, right.
Yeah.
It's an online subculture of people who define themselves as unable to get a romantic or sexual partner despite desiring one.
Yes.
And first of all, let's be clear, finding love is difficult, even at the best of times.
That is true.
There are lots of people who don't have romantic or sexual partners. These people are just unlucky in love,
Yes.
right? An incel is a specific thing.
Yes.
An incel blames the other person for not wanting them.
Yes.
Instead of seeing the situation holistically and recognizing there could be many factors why the situation didn't work out.
Yeah.
That person, they just got out of a relationship, they're not ready to, start dating again. Or, there could be a million reasons, right?
Yeah.
That's the first thing. The second thing is they don't turn it inwards on themselves and say, what can I improve about myself to, make myself more appealing?
Yeah.
Right? And again, I said that this is an online subculture.
Yes.
So they kind of only deal with themselves.
Yeah.
They have very few in real life friends.
Yeah.
And this is not to mock them or, be mean or anything.
Yeah.
I'm saying this is a problem.
Yeah.
Because the people online in these chat rooms that they speak to about incels, they kind of give like bad advice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
A lot of them commit suicide.
Yeah.
Because they, they just like, I don't want to say their problems are made up.
Yeah.
But
they kind of create problems. Well, not create problems for themselves. It's hard to describe what they do. Yes.
So it's usually guys. I should say that.
Yes.
Right. There are female incels, but they are extremely few and far between. Right.
Yes.
It's something like 97% male, 3% female. Right.
Yeah.
So you see a lot of misogyny.
Yes.
That women are to blame because
so much misogyny.
Right.
Yeah.
It's women's fault that they're not more successful in relationships.
Yeah.
And again, the core of what they should be doing is improving themselves.
Yes.
But I would say improving themselves is what we would tell the unlucky in love people.
Yes.
These incels, even if they improve themselves, I don't think they would be able to get into relationships, right?
Okay.
Their mind is so poisoned.
Yeah.
Like, it's so misogynistic that if they go out on a date, they would just say like, oh, women are like this, say something upsetting.
Yeah.
Then, in their date, the woman feels upset and then they break it off, and that reinforces their idea of the world that like, oh, I don't do anything wrong, she is just against me or something like that, right?
Yeah.
It perpetuates the victim complex.
Yeah.
So, since like 2014, things have turned violent.
Okay.
There's a lot of mass shooters who self-identify as incel.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They're kind of like, well, it's a cruel world. Nobody cares about me, so I don't give a fuck about the world.
Yeah.
That's their like reasoning, right?
Yeah.
They're like, they feel like unseen.
Yeah.
Again, because they don't have lots of friends, they feel very isolated, they feel alone, right?
Yeah.
And these people online like goad them into, violence or taking their own life, or there's not positive people on there, giving them good advice and saying, hey, I'm sorry that, this situation didn't work out for you, but you're still you still have value as a person. You shouldn't let that define you.
Yeah.
They're saying, oh, that situation didn't go right. It's her fault. She's such a bitch, and no girl will like you. You should kill yourself. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
But you think to yourself, okay, if people are being so mean, why would you continue interacting with them?
Yeah.
Like I said, they're isolated. They don't have in real life friends that are, supportive of them and that can help them work out of their negative thoughts.
Yeah.
Right. So improvement wouldn't work on incels. They need to go to like therapy to, deprogram their minds from this kind of thinking.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
And again, their main kind of complaint is that nobody gives a shit about them.
Yeah. So let's start giving a shit about them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the thing is, these guys are very like abrasive, like I said, misogynistic.
Yeah.
So it's difficult because they have these, weird, upsetting right-wing views.
Yeah.
So if somebody tries to reach out and be nice to them, it's difficult because they are, difficult.
Yeah.
Just to be with, right?
Yeah.
So it again becomes the self-perpetuating problem.
Yeah.
They don't view their off-putting opinions and behaviors as off-putting.
Yeah.
So they don't realize, and only like a therapist could, drill down into into their specific issues and say, okay, this is why,
Yes.
But you find a lot of these right-wing grifters.
Yes.
That are trying to, quote unquote, help young men going through this issue.
Yeah.
Do you know who Jordan Peterson is?
Yes.
So he's one of these guys. He's become an icon to the incels.
Yes.
And one day he said, we need enforced monogamy.
Yes.
Right? So if you hear that, you think, oh, what does that mean?
Yeah.
The state comes and forces you to be with one person.
Yeah.
And then he clarified his comments. He was like, oh, the left, they couldn't wait to jump on me and, misconstrue my point. And he clarified, he said, well, it's not enforced by the government. It's enforced by, like, social attitudes.
Oh.
So, like, if you're friends with somebody and they cheat on their partner or something like that, you ostracize them and kick them out of your friend group.
Yeah.
So that they will,
They'll
begin to
learn
behave.
their lesson. Yeah.
Right, but that's not a good.
That's well, yeah.
That's because people have different values. First of all,
yes.
There's lots of people who don't view cheating as a problem. They're just like, whatever, who cares?
Okay.
I disagree with those people, but
it's their opinion. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's freedom of speech. Everyone is allowed to have their opinion of the world.
Yeah.
We can't, in his words, enforce.
Yeah.
But so he said the word enforce, right?
Yes.
And I'm pretty sure he knew what he was doing. And when he was caught and called out, he, had to backtrack and say, oh, I meant it societally.
Yeah.
So I think he means force, but, just because he's been caught out in this. But anyway, let's get past that, right?
Yeah, right.
Jordan Peterson, not a good guy. And these incels flock to him with these, certain pieces of advice are good.
Yes.
Broken clocks.
Yeah.
By mistake, he says certain things are good. But in his message, he, hides a lot of right-wing messages in his talks.
Yeah.
So, if you are, non-politically, active, and you're listening to this guy, you think, oh, I'm just getting self-improvement information.
Yeah.
But he is giving you a bunch of right-wing talking points.
Yeah.
That you're not taking in as, oh, this is a right-wing propaganda.
Yes.
Right? That's the first. Second thing is, do you know who Andrew Tate is?
Yes.
Very similarly to Jordan Peterson, he's like an icon to incels.
I was actually going to bring him up.
Right? Yeah. They look at him as a role model.
Yeah.
And when he went to jail a few months ago, people were saying, well, who's Andrew Tate for the left? Who can young boys look up to as a...
Yeah, a role model.
A role model.
Yeah.
And, some people said, well, that's just the right wing's grift,
Yeah.
They kind of prey on these young boys.
Yeah.
And turn them into right wingers. That's not...
Yeah.
We shouldn't have a left wing equivalent who preys on people and indoctrinates them. People should, read about it themselves and, join willingly.
Yeah.
So there shouldn't be a left wing Andrew Tate, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But if we're just taking it as a role model, not about indoctrinating into into a certain political ideology. If you just mean a role model, I think Beau is the left-wing Andrew Tate.
I was waiting for this for so long.
All right.
Trying to figure out where this point was
going.
All
right, sorry. There's another thing. Another fictional person that they idolize is... Do you know who it is?
I feel like I should.
What's the first word that comes to mind?
I
A
would-
fictional person that incels, venerate in the same way.
Honestly, the first thing that came to mind was Popeye.
All right.
But
So, this fictional character, his name is the Joker,
oh,
right?
I know him.
So in the Joker movie, a lot of incels identified with the Joker. Or that's what they said online.
Okay.
That, like, the Joker lives in a society where nobody gives a fuck about him.
Yeah.
Everybody is extremely cruel,
Yeah.
right? So the Joker was viewed as like an avatar for incels.
Okay. Yeah.
And I think Joaquin Phoenix's casting in this movie is very deliberate.
Okay.
To like
Okay.
to harken back to that idea
Okay.
of
Yeah.
this is what you think the king incel is.
Yeah.
So let me show it to you.
Okay. Yeah.
Right?
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Right? But
Yeah.
Beau is not a role model.
No.
Beau is the avatar of the problems.
Okay.
Right?
I see.
He's the worst case scenario.
Okay.
When you let these, incel thoughts, invade you and, corrupt
Yeah.
your mind.
Yeah.
At the end of the movie, he dies.
Yes.
And I think, we'll get to it, but I believe he commits suicide.
Okay.
Now, that fanciful situation, where he's there in the boat,
Yeah.
I believe that's
It's one of those.
it's one of those
fantastical
yes,
memories.
that's
yeah.
his projection of the situation,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But what actually happened was he killed himself.
Okay.
And again, we are just speaking about incels. That's how incels, most of them go. They feel like, well, there's no hope for me. I might as well just kill myself.
Yeah.
Right? So I view Beau as the cautionary tale. You know what a PSA is?
Yes.
A public service announcement.
Yeah. We did
Beau-
one for the blood service the other week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beau is the PSA to these guys about how not to go.
Okay. Yeah.
And there's a play in the middle of the movie.
Yes.
That is what to do. It's
What?
not
Okay.
right.
Okay.
But we'll get to it. But
Yeah.
that's the
kind
opposite.
Of, yeah.
Beau as he is showing you what not to do, but you need to be told what to do.
Yeah.
And that play in the middle is what you're to do.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So, can we start?
Yeah. Let's
Let's just check the time.
we've been speaking about incels for about 10 minutes.
We're 57 minutes in.
Yeah.
That's an hour and we haven't started with the movie.
Well, we've kind of started with the movie.
Yeah, but that was the context of the movie.
Okay.
We haven't started.
Okay.
Right? But
Let's.
the movie begins with his birth.
Yeah.
Right. I didn't understand what was going on first viewing, but on second viewing, you realize the sounds of the doctor. Like it's a baby inside the womb.
Yeah.
Waiting to be born.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
again, on first viewing, I was just like, "What the fuck?" Yeah, but you hear like a baby's bottom being slapped.
Yeah.
And yeah.
It's kind of like they left the camera in the womb and then.
So why do doctors slap baby bottoms?
I think it has something to do with circulation, like blood circulation. But I could be wrong.
All right, that's not part of the analysis. It was just a question.
Okay.
That's
I thought you were going to say something.
no.
Like,
I was just
this is.
well. I was just thinking. Like they're telling the baby, listen, it's a violent, fucked up world. You may as well get used to it. Truly, that not a question about the movie, just about in general. Why do they slap babies? Like, yeah, well, you're gonna get fucked up sometime. You might as well be right now. Bang. Right. So then the quote unquote opening. Well, that was the opening scene, but I mean
the next open.
the next
the
next scene is Beau in his therapist's office,
Yes.
and the therapist writes guilty on it as he's speaking.
Okay. Yeah.
Which that's not good.
Yeah.
Okay, so this I think again partly real, mainly fantastical.
Okay.
I believe he went to his therapist and he had a chat about his father's death
Yes.
and going back to his mother's house.
Yes.
That's all I believe happened. The rest, I think, is viewed through the
lens
of his paranoia.
Yeah.
What's
Okay.
the worst thing that can happen when I go to the therapist? That actually they're against me.
Okay.
And they're working with,
With
someone else.
Yeah.
Right, against me, and they telling all my secrets.
Yeah.
Right. So that's why I think that's his paranoia coming out. That, a therapist would usually write guilt, like this person is suffering from guilt.
Yes.
The problem stems from their guilt over a situation.
Yes.
But writing guilty is the therapist judging them.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the exact opposite of what it's. If you're an anxious person, you're anxious about your therapist doing that to you.
Yeah.
Because a therapist is someone that you're vulnerable with.
Yeah.
And if they are not, keeping your information a secret, if they're just going around and sharing, especially to the person
you don't want to share. Yeah.
Right, it's going to be upsetting to you.
Yeah.
So that's his anxiety coming out. I don't believe the guy wrote guilty. He may have written guilt, as in, that's his...
He's feeling guilt.
Yes.
Yes.
But his mind perceives the doctor as writing guilty.
Yeah.
Right. It's stuff like that. We're just going to go through it scene by scene and go like, all right, this is what I think is...
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And what happens is he asks him questions about his mother.
Yes.
Like, you feel bad about this? Or, just reasonable questions that if you were a therapist, you would ask.
Yeah.
But because Beau is paranoid, these questions sound like, his mother sent those questions through the therapist to ask him.
It's like, would you be happy if she died?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, there's stuff like that where, like, a therapist would ask you that, to, like, walk you through certain situations so you can, like, think about it in your mind.
Yeah.
But if you're thinking about it as a paranoid person, what if that's my mother asking?
Yeah.
Like, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Right? Do you want to go say anything about those first two, the coming out the womb and...
Not really. I think, I think the whole... Well, I was going to say the city is like a commentary on society as a whole, where we're all just kind of walking around in a drug-induced haze.
Wait, what is this?
His...
The city.
Yeah.
We haven't gone there. I'm saying these first two with the therapist's office and the coming out the womb.
No, you've said everything I wanted to
You don't have anything else?
No,
all right.
Not really.
So anyway, the city.
Yeah.
Now this is another thing about not just incels, but people.
Yeah.
Not all people, just
some people.
So the news is incentivized to show salacious things.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Because it's just because of like human behavior, you're more likely to click on something that's like scandalous over something that's like,
boring,
mundane.
Right? Yeah.
If somebody wrote a piece about how they're planting trees,
Yeah.
in certain places to improve like oxygen in the area or something,
yeah,
you're not going to read that article.
Well, I would.
Yeah, whatever. But I'm saying it's
the general
general,
public, yes.
That's not something that would attract viewers. But
yeah,
if you write an article about like assassinations that happen and you're like, linking them together in a salacious way, that it's all a conspiracy, that's something that would attract people,
Yeah.
People are just generally attracted to the more exciting thing.
Yeah.
Etc. So
makes sense.
News networks kind of make the most they take the most salacious stories.
Okay.
So they paint a world that's much more violent than it actually is.
Okay. Yeah.
So okay, I'm only speaking about New York.
Yeah.
Because I read the study, right?
Okay.
They polled people about their perception of crime, and they took actual crime statistics.
Yeah.
So crime is down like 20% from the 90s.
That's crazy.
But the perception is that crime is worse than it was in the 90s.
Huh.
Because the reason that is being put forward is that these people consume the world through their TV.
Yeah.
Through, shocking stories about the news.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest culprits is Fox News, right?
Yeah.
They tell... You know what I was saying about Tucker Carlson? He has an older audience on Fox News.
Yeah.
Their perception of, like left-wing, like big cities.
Yeah.
So this is the thing. In America, New York and LA, the two coastal cities, are viewed as the left-wing places.
Not the only two coastal cities, just the two big ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are viewed as like the most left-wing places.
Yeah.
And then the middle of the country, that's the most right-wing places.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, that's not a hard and fast rule. Obviously, every person has different politics.
Yeah.
Whatever. But the point being, the Fox News, they like to say in cities there's all these crimes. There's constantly crime, and they. So this Beau lives in a city that's a Fox News fever dream.
Yeah. It's all crime.
Right.
Everything.
There's a man who's naked and runs around and stabs people. He just jumps out and stabs people. He sees. So this is part of the thing, right? Yeah. He sees that guy on the news, and the next day he sees him out,
on the street.
street. So that's why I'm saying, I think that's his perception.
Yeah.
So it may be just a guy that stabbed somebody.
Yeah.
But he viewed it on the TV, and his anxiety changed that into a deranged man that's naked and runs around stabbing people.
Yeah.
And then he actually saw it because of his anxiety.
Okay.
So his anxiety is kind of becoming a fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah.
In these cases, right?
Yeah.
He's worried about this thing happening, and then that thing happens.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, this is a bunch of different things I could point to, but that's the general idea. Like, for example, those people were encouraging somebody to jump off the skyscraper.
Yeah.
Right? There's a guy who... So, another behavior that they associate with, like, left-wing and, like, they dislike is people wearing tattoos.
Yeah.
So there's a guy with just, like, a totally black...
Yeah.
he tattooed himself. Yeah. It's not even like a pattern. It's just...
Yeah, it's just black.
Totally black. So that's, again, this is their fears heightened.
Yeah.
They're scared of a guy with tattoos. What if it's a guy that's just fully covered in tattoos? Right.
Only tattoo.
So that's just the majority of that opening scene.
Yeah.
It's to say that Beau's environment is so warped.
Yeah.
Because of his anxiety, because of that, and because the TV has, fed into these narratives.
Yeah. Okay.
So he views the world very
differently to how it actually
is, right?
Okay.
And then, so any ideas? Anything you wanted to say?
On the one hand, it's definitely it's actually probably likely that your thoughts are the case, where his anxiety has warped his perception of reality. But on the other hand, it could just be real. And like he actually just lives in this crazy city where everyone's just in a daze and committing crimes all the time and that kind of stuff.
But why?
I don't know.
What is this world?
I have no idea.
That's why I said earlier, I think it's brilliant that there's no quote-unquote real stuff and quote-unquote fantastical stuff, so you can say, okay, this is real.
Yeah. Because
everything is there, everything has to be taken...
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
I think in that case somebody was going to jump off a tall building.
Yeah.
But his anxiety transformed that into there's a crowd encouraging this person to jump.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
There's stuff like that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Right. Now the next thing is he loses the key. Somebody takes the key. Oh no. Sorry.
Yeah.
He needs to take his medicine.
Yes. Just before that, there's the night where he's...
No, that's before.
No, because he has to prop open the door because he doesn't have the key.
All right. Yes. So anyway, he needs to go back to visit his mom.
Yes.
Because of the anniversary of his father's death.
Yes.
Bless you.
Thank you.
What is the anxiety of a person traveling?
The anxiety of a person traveling? A plane crash?
Yeah, that could be one. But
like a house robbery?
Yeah, their home gets robbed, or like people come in and have a party.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So he has to leave, and then all his fears about what could happen.
Oh,
You
right.
know?
Okay, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He goes across the road to get water.
Yes.
And as soon as he leaves, everybody runs into
Yeah.
his house, and they,
Yeah.
that. As he's leaving, he loses his key.
Yes.
That's another, just a fear of, as you're leaving your home, you lose the key, and then your home is undefended.
Yeah.
Again, I think he just lost the key,
Yeah.
but his anxiety turned it up to, another level.
To make it seem like someone stole the key.
Yes. It
Yeah.
may have just been like behind the door or something.
Yeah.
But his anxiety it freaked him out so much that he turned the situation into much more
Yeah.
like grander, or like,
Yeah.
bigger than it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Makes sense to me.
And it's the same thing about like his sleeping.
Yeah.
He's not playing music,
Yes.
but he gets a letter that says, put the music down.
Yes.
So if you're like a very, thoughtful person,
Yeah.
you don't want to upset other people.
Yeah.
So you take, care not to, like be upset, like put your music loud or something.
Yeah.
So to get a letter that says, put your music, softer,
Yeah.
is a anxious thought.
Yeah.
Right. So again, that's just his. I don't think there was any letters coming underneath the door.
Oh, okay.
I think he was just
Okay.
wondering if he was doing anything that was upsetting the neighbors,
Yeah.
and that anxiety kept waking him up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because how does he wake up when a letter comes underneath the door?
Well, you can hear it sliding on the floor.
Yeah, but he's asleep.
Yeah. Well, some people are very sensitive to like noises in their houses.
Yeah. But
Yeah, I get your point.
my point being, it's more likely that he just woke up because of his anxiety.
Yeah.
And the thing he was thinking about is that maybe he's keeping his neighbors up.
Yeah.
That's what.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. Sorry. Can we just go back a little bit?
Yeah. Sure.
So, when that guy, like I said, they're encouraging the guy to do suicide.
Yes.
He buys like the small little figure.
Yeah.
It's like
It's a mother and child.
a mother. It's like a porcelain figurine. I don't know what it's.
Yeah.
It's just like a very white.
Yeah.
Like I think it's China.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. Whatever. Just the point
something.
being is it's something, right?
Yeah.
And, I want you to hold on to that.
Okay.
Well, I mean, not physically.
Okay. I've grabbed it.
Imagine, like,
I'm now holding on to
like,
it.
Here, I have this gift. It's the porcelain figure. Now just hold on to that. Yeah, but no. I'm saying hold on to the idea.
Okay.
Right?
Holding on to the idea.
So anyway, the next morning, he has to take on... Well, I'll bring that up much.
Okay.
Right.
Cool. Yeah.
Anyway, back to where we were, right?
Yes.
He was sleeping. He wakes up in the morning. His key is gone.
Yes.
He phones his mother and says, I can't come because my key was stolen.
Yes.
So he's kind of imposing himself.
Imposing himself?
Like, if he were subservient to
Yes.
his mother,
Okay.
he would say, well, who gives a shit? I'm just going to go.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
But he's saying, well, I can't go. The circumstances have come up. He's kind of standing up for himself.
Yeah.
Sort of. Not really, but just...
But kind of, yeah.
He's not letting what she wants dictate what he's going to do.
Yeah.
She wants him to come, but the situation has changed, so he's doing what's best for him.
Yeah.
His apartment is,
Unsafe. Yeah.
He can't just leave it.
Yeah.
Lest he get robbed.
Makes sense.
Yeah. That's that, and she immediately pretends to die.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, this is the thing. I think she did die.
Okay.
I think his mother died.
Okay.
Now, at the end of the movie, spoiler alert, we find out that she faked her death.
Yes.
I believe that's in his head.
Okay.
I believe that she did die.
Okay.
And that's a total coincidence.
Okay.
You know, going back to our Greek play
Yeah.
and, the gods playing tricks.
Yeah.
Imagine, so in his mind, his mother is so manipulative
Yes.
that she would die to get him to come to her house.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
But I think that's just his paranoia. I believe she
Okay.
genuinely died, and it was a genuine coincidence.
But, like, I guess opposite to that, it could be that she didn't do anything at all to fake her death. He just
Assume.
thought, she faked her death.
Bill Hader said that there's a lady here,
Yeah.
and the chandelier fell on her head.
Yeah.
She didn't say, I died.
Yeah.
Yeah. His anxiety assumed that she's the one who died.
Yes.
And at the end, when the mother says, the who was it?
With Martha.
Martha. I was going to say Maria. I thought it's his like childhood babysitter.
Yeah.
She
Basically,
volunteered to die.
Yeah.
So I think that's his anxiety or paranoia projecting onto his mother.
Yeah.
That he forced this woman to kill herself.
Yeah.
He thinks that she's so manipulative that, that's what she did.
Yeah. So it could either be that. Okay. No, actually, we'll get to that later when we're talking about that.
So anyway, he needs to take his medicine.
Yes.
And this is what I said. Suddenly your door is open.
Yeah.
You need to leave your apartment. The most scary thing that can happen is like people will just come inside and have like a party in your house.
Yeah.
And that's what, so that I believe that's totally made up. That's just his anxiety.
Okay.
We're viewing the world through his anxiety. That's what he.
Okay.
That's what he's anxious about.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So then he goes back and he sleeps like on the
fire escape.
Fire escape, right?
Yeah.
And when he wakes up, they're gone.
Yeah.
So again, I believe no one was there. He just went and slept on the fire escape.
Okay.
Then he goes to the bathroom and he sees a man.
Well, he runs himself a bath.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he sees a man on top. Right?
Yes.
I don't believe that there's a man there.
Okay.
I believe that there was a spider there.
Okay.
And his mind combined, the situation with the people entering his house.
Yeah.
And the fear of the spider.
Okay.
Into it, there being a man,
But then he wrestled with the spider.
Yeah. The spider fell.
Yeah.
He freaked out.
Okay.
And started,
yeah. But the spider would just drown.
Yeah. It's not what's actually happening. It's what's in his mind.
Okay.
In his mind, he's seeing the spider fall. Obviously, the spider will immediately die when it hits the water. But he's viewing it as a much bigger problem than it is.
Okay.
Right. The second thing is, early in the movie, we see like him Googling something about that particular spider.
Yes.
So I think the spider is also imagined.
So wait a sec. So he imagines a spider.
Yes.
And then imagines a person in the place of that spider.
He was Googling the spider, and there's like a pamphlet about the spider outside his apartment or something. I can't remember right now.
Yes. Oh,
so
it's,
I think he saw that flyer, and subconsciously in his mind, he's worried about a spider.
It's a
right?
brown recluse.
A brown recluse spider. Yes.
One of the most dangerous in the world. So
yes.
yeah, it would make sense.
He keeps like Googling that and like seeing signs for it. So I think that just planted the idea in his mind.
Yeah.
And that idea, combined with the people in his apartment, led to that scene of there being a guy on the roof.
Okay.
And he fell down. So I don't believe that even a spider fell. I believe he imagined the spider, falling. He started freaking out. He shook around and, he jumped out of the bathtub.
Okay, yeah.
Right? And then he left, right?
Yes.
He ran onto the street.
Yes.
A cop comes with, he's holding onto the thing that his, what I said?
His mother's, yeah. Well, it's a gift for his mother.
The porcelain mother and child.
Yeah.
Right? And the cop is about to shoot him and says, "Don't make me shoot you. Put down the weapon."
Yes.
And he looks at the thing.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm just going to say it. I think that thing's a dick.
Why?
The porcelain thing.
Okay. What?
If you watch it again, it has like a very penis shape.
Okay. Okay.
When you turn it to the side, right?
Yeah.
Because the mother has like a veil on her.
Yeah.
So it's like a penis head.
Okay.
I swear to God.
Okay.
This is the one crucial piece of information that's going to hinge on whether you think this analysis is good or not.
Okay, yeah.
Whether or not you see a penis inside there, right?
I was with you up until that point.
All right. But anyway, when he says put down the weapon, he's holding that thing.
Yes.
I think he views like sex and sexuality as a shameful thing.
Yeah, okay.
So he's naked and he's running around.
Yes.
But to visualize that, they have him holding the
statue.
The statue, as opposed to
okay.
his dick.
Okay.
Right? And then he gets hit by a car, I think.
Food truck, yeah.
Yes, and then those two people take him.
Yes.
I forget their names.
Grace and Roger.
Grace and Roger.
Yes.
Right? So they care for him, and he wakes up in their daughter's room, which is filled with like K-pop
Yes.
stuff.
Yeah.
So anyway, sorry. Just as we're following along, right?
Yes.
He exited his apartment naked because he had a freak out about the spider.
Yes.
He was holding his dick, and people thought he was like,
The
jerky off in public.
Okay.
So the cop, that's
Yes.
what he saw.
Okay.
That's his reaction to it.
Right.
Right?
I see.
But then he gets hit by a food truck and he's rescued from that situation.
But what about what do they call him? The birthday stabber or something? The naked guy you saw on the news?
I think that's paranoia.
But then he wakes up and his hand's bandaged.
He could have just gotten injured elsewhere.
But, okay.
And
Yeah.
his paranoia about... Again, it's something he saw on the news.
Yes.
So like I said about the brown recluse spider, the idea was planted in his head and then he was paranoid about it. I think similarly he saw not a naked person running around stabbing, just a person on the news who maybe stabbed somebody once.
Okay.
And he turned that paranoia into there's a naked man running around stabbing people.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. And I think he may have just like fell or something, gotten hurt on his hand.
Yeah.
And his paranoia
showed him getting tackled by the guy.
Yeah,
and
getting stabbed by
yeah.
the naked man.
Okay.
Right? And I do believe he was hit by a food truck.
Okay.
And Grace and Roger take him away.
That would make sense.
Right?
Yeah.
So we find currently.
Well.
I would say that's the first kind of third of the movie.
Yeah.
Maybe not third, but just the first like opening act in the city.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
What are you going to say?
No, it's fine. I'll talk about that later when we're on like general thoughts.
So, they're there, and this couple has a daughter.
Yes, Tony.
Sorry?
Tony.
Yes, and they have this guy's name is Jeeves.
Yes.
Jeeves is the friend of their son.
Yes.
By the way, Jeeves is played by the guy who's in Inglourious Bastards.
Yes.
In the opening scene.
Yeah. I saw that. Yeah.
He tells them they're underneath the...
Yeah.
He tells Hans Lander they're underneath the floor.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil yeah, Inglourious Bastards for you, but yeah.
He's the milkman.
Yes, the milkman.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't 100%... I think Jeeves is real.
Okay.
But he may not be what he seems.
Okay.
I think he just represents war.
Okay.
Because he was killed in a war against Venezuela.
Yes.
Which is there's no active war with Venezuela,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Or there hasn't been one in quite a while. So
yeah,
it's a fictional war. So I don't think that's clearly not real.
Yes.
But he represents the army in some capacity. I don't know what, or maybe he just represents violence.
Yeah.
And he's represented by an army veteran.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't 100% understand Jeeves.
Yes.
Right.
That was a point I was going to bring up as well in my notes.
Right.
Yeah.
And so we're kind of led to believe that this couple is working for his mother.
Yes.
I don't believe that to be the case.
Okay.
I believe that's his paranoia.
Okay.
Like a kindly couple takes you in and he just assumes that
Yeah.
they're working for his mother.
Yeah.
And the things he sees. So another thing I want to say is that this is a movie.
Yes, it is a movie.
No. Yes. But the movie is telling you it's a movie.
What? Okay.
So the first thing we see, or the first thing that lends credence to this idea is in the opening scene.
Okay.
You know when Beau is walking and he buys the porcelain thing?
Yeah.
There's a small boy that capsizes a boat.
Yes.
And his mother comes and shouts at him.
Yeah.
At the end of the movie, he's in a boat that capsizes.
Oh.
Right?
I see.
There's stuff like that where... And then, like, when he's in Grace and Roger's house...
Yeah.
She like, whispers, channel something, whatever.
Yeah.
And when he changes to that channel, it's a live feed of Beau being... Watched.
Yeah.
And he, like, rewinds, and then he fast-forwards. And then when you fast-forward, you see a boat.
Yeah.
A capsized boat.
Yeah.
So at various points, they kind of... This is called determinism.
Okay.
Like there's a set ending.
Yeah.
Because this is a movie.
Yes.
So that's why I was saying earlier, Beau is an avatar.
Yes.
We don't have to... Well, this is a PSA, right?
Yeah.
Of how things can go wrong.
Yes. Okay.
So, and he's giving you these moments that makes it clear that this is a movie.
Yes.
At the end scene of the movie, you know those people in the Colosseum?
Yes.
They get up and start to leave, like the audience in a cinema gets up.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So at
Yes.
various points, he's making sure you understand this is a movie.
Okay.
This doesn't have to be you. This is just a story that's taking place in a fictional world.
Okay.
That's why I said it's a PSA. It's not a... If they didn't have those little moments, I would say this is just a very bleak story about a man who kills himself.
Yeah.
But these moments that makes clear that it's a movie implies to me that we shouldn't apply this to our lives.
Yes. Okay.
We should view it as a PSA and learn from it.
Okay. Yeah.
Right? Because the movie is deterministic, life is not deterministic.
Yes.
There's no determined outcome. We can, make a decision to change how things will turn out.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
That's the point of, like I said, the boat capsizing when he fast forwards in the TV and sees the ending. When the people in the Colosseum get up and leave as if though it's a theater.
Yeah.
Those kind of hints that this is a movie and it's not reality.
Okay. Yeah.
Tells us that it's, a PSA, not a terribly sad story.
Yeah.
But anyway, so his mother's attorney phones him.
Yes.
And says that, so it's the Jewish custom to be buried immediately.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Due to her request, she's not being buried
immediately
because they're waiting for him.
Yes.
Which is another guilt thing.
Yes.
Like I said, his anxiety and paranoia stems from his guilt.
Yes.
So I assume as a child he was made to feel guilty by his mother.
Yes.
By being so, what did I say earlier? Overbearing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
And it also probably had a negative effect on him sexually.
Yes.
Right?
Okay.
It stunted his development.
Okay. Yeah.
Because he's a virgin.
Yes.
Right? He's never had a long-term, any relationships.
Yeah.
Right? That's due to the guilt his mother, instilled in him.
Okay.
I'm saying that's a consequence of that.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I think Roger...
Yes.
It's kind of played as if though... And again, I think this is just Beau's paranoia transforming a regular situation into a upsetting one.
Okay.
So I think Roger genuinely had a sudden postponement, like a sudden surgery he had to go through.
Yeah.
But Beau, in his mind, is perceiving that as... later on his mother blames him for not coming immediately in the trial.
Yeah.
Right, so I think that was just a... So, how can I say it? I think we're meant to believe... through Beau's perception.
Yeah.
We're meant to see through his perception that Roger is working for his mother.
Yes.
So Roger being delayed is a test to see if he would be,
Yeah. If he would actually
if he actually wanted to go to his mother, he would force Roger to take him.
Yeah.
But this proves that he doesn't really love his mother because he
lets it go for the next day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. That's his paranoia speaking. I think Roger genuinely had a sudden surgery he had to go to. But the paranoia in his mind transformed that regular situation into, this is a test from my mom.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. Yeah. But on the topic of Roger, I don't know if it makes any sense, but the first time I watched it,
yes,
I got the sense that Roger was like a cop, right? And you know the like health tracking anklet thing? It looks a lot like what's it called? You know when you're like under house arrest?
Yeah.
You get that
ankle monitor.
Yeah.
Yes.
They look very similar, if not they
put
might
an ankle
actually
monitor on Joaquin.
Yeah.
I mean on Beau.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So it looks like I don't know how it works, but it kind of, to me at first glance, it seemed like he did something really bad before he got hit by the food truck, and then after he got hit, Grace and Roger took him into their home, but Roger's a cop, and so he's under house arrest in their house.
Oh.
And the house arrest ends the next day.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Well, that's just my take on how that kind of worked.
Alright.
Yeah.
Well, I'd have to think about that, how I can incorporate this into my reading of the movie, but that's an interesting idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
The next thing is, well, a bunch of things happen, right?
Yes.
But that lady, Grace, telling him change to this channel.
Yeah.
That's a live feed of him.
Yes.
Like I said, I think that implies to us that this is a movie. But to him, I believe that's the implication that he's being watched by his mother.
Okay.
That's another very scary thought, that you being watched at all times.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I believe what happened was she said, "Here's a remote. You can watch whatever you want." And he imagined her saying,
"Change it to this channel."
Yes.
Yeah.
And then when he did change to that channel, I believe that was a hallucination.
Okay.
But again, that's telling us that this is a movie, but that's telling him, that's his paranoia coming to light.
Yeah.
That his mother's been watching him this whole time.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Now, another thing I can't... Well, we'll get to it, right?
Okay.
Well, let me just say it now.
Yeah.
There's a transgender reading of this movie that I can't vocalize.
Okay.
Partly, I said we doing this 2 weeks after
Yes.
we were supposed to do this, right?
Yeah.
Or 1 week after we were supposed to, because we were supposed to do it last week. I mean, 2 weeks since our last episode.
Yeah.
The reason I pushed it back was, when I watched this, I'm 98% sure there's a transgender reading of this movie, right?
Okay.
And we'll speak about that later. I just wanted to mention it now, right?
Okay.
And I kept on Googling Beau's Afraid transgender, hoping that somebody else would say something that could, clarify my thoughts on it.
Yeah.
Right? But I didn't. So, and then today came along.
Oh,
so
nice.
So
yeah.
I don't have,
an actual
thought.
Yeah.
I just have moments I can point to, like I did with the
movies.
The idea that this is a movie.
Yeah.
I have moments I can point to and say something about trans.
Okay.
All right. Should I do it now or should we?
Yeah, let's go for it now.
So, their daughter kills herself.
Yes.
And she drinks paint.
Yes.
But the two colors she uses is light blue and pink.
Yes.
Which is the transgender flag.
Well, there's white in there
yes,
as well.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
The point being, I thought it's very strange that those two colors was specifically used, right?
Yeah.
So she drinks the paint and dies.
Yes.
The mother comes in, sees Beau over the dead body.
Yes.
And says, "I see you now.
Yes.
You've turned my daughter into a demon."
Oh,
right?
I see. Okay, yeah.
So you wouldn't say that if you saw your child dead.
Yeah.
You'd be like, you killed my daughter or something like that, right?
Yeah.
You turn my daughter into a demon is like what transphobic people in America say when like their child comes out as transgender.
Yeah.
They blame like
Others.
no, like,
well,
so there's groups,
yeah.
you know, like Planned Parenthood
Yeah.
is a group for abortions
Yes.
and giving information to women who don't know about abortions and the benefits of it.
Yeah.
So there's like LGBT groups
Yes.
around America and just around the world, right?
Yeah.
And it helps people, you know, like if they're unsure about their gender identity, they could speak to somebody who has experience in this, you know, that could, you know, give them some guidance.
Yeah.
And the right wing characterizes this as we're preying on kids and turning them into transgender.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Which,
it's like drag queens.
yeah. But
drag queens aren't trans. Never mind.
Yeah, they're part of the community.
Yeah.
Right. But the point being, they blame the people giving their kid information.
Yeah.
And saying they converted their child into trans.
Yeah.
A transgender person.
Yes.
You know, whichever. You know, it may not be transgender. I'm just using that because those two colors, the pink and the blue.
Yeah.
When she died, right?
Yeah.
And when you see her dead, you see the pink and the blue over her body.
Yes.
That's why I'm saying this, right?
Right.
They say you turn my son or daughter into, you know, negative thing.
Yes.
In this case, demon.
Yeah.
Right? But that's one instance of, you know, there's a transgender reading there.
Yeah.
The next thing is, in the play...
Yes.
So, like I said earlier, the play is the ideal scenario.
Yes.
What you should be doing.
Yes.
Beau is the avatar of everything that's wrong.
Yes.
The play tells him what he should be doing with his life.
Yes.
And it's telling you what to do with your life. And in the play, it says he finds a wife.
Yes.
And it says, even though she may look like a man, or something like that.
Yeah.
Do you remember that line?
Yeah.
I viewed that line as being transpositive.
Okay. Yeah.
That, you know, in this ideal scenario, you could find a wife. Maybe she looks like a man because, you know,
yeah,
trans people, they don't always pass, quote unquote.
Yeah.
They may have male or feminine, you know, features depending on, you know, the pre-transition.
Yeah.
Yeah, not every transition is smooth. That's the point I'm making.
Yeah.
Right? So, there's that. There's another thing, when I think of it, I'll say, right? But there's this certain points where I'm like, there's something being said here.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
But it's something. It's there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, and I was just going to say, it's usually younger people that seek out these LGBT groups because it's usually younger people that are struggling with their identity.
Yeah.
If you're older, you've probably, you know, solidified yourself.
Yeah.
You know, and you've probably either become like confident in your identity.
Yeah.
Or things have gotten so bad that you've killed yourself.
Yeah.
Right? That's why it's usually younger people who are searching out this information.
Yeah.
And again, the right wing characterizes this as we're, you know, hunting down children and we have a syringe of trans juice and stab them with it and they turn trans. Yeah, but anyway, that was my reading of that scene.
Okay.
And then they send Jeeves, who's like the avatar of violence of like the army of war after Beau.
Yes.
So they like they blame Beau for the daughter dying, and they send like the army or like violence after him.
Yeah. They blow Beam.
What? They blow Beam. Yeah. What did you say?
They blame Beau, but they blow Beam.
Okay. Anyway. Oh, sorry, I forgot to say this here. So when, you know, the guy who phones Beau and says it's Jewish custom to lay the body to race as soon as possible.
The lawyer, yeah.
Yeah. Again, I don't think this is true.
Okay.
I mean, it might be true that's the
custom. that is the custom.
I think it's just his guilt.
Okay.
Because it's like, oh, I'm not just a bad son by not getting, home.
Yeah.
I'm also a bad Jew.
Yeah.
Or,
Okay.
I'm, fucking up the custom or,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
I think that's just his paranoia.
Okay.
But again, it may be that that guy said it, but I think his paranoia is turning it up another notch.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, he's perceiving it in a way that it wasn't intended.
Yeah.
He was just trying to, remind him about Jewish custom, and he's viewing it as an attack.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
How am I think we're going way too long.
Okay.
Well, there's 20 minutes. Our longest episode is 2 hours, 20 minutes. So we have another 40 minutes before.
Oh, no. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Anyway.
Let's get to it then.
Yes. So they're still there. So we're done with this place now, right?
With Roger and
and Grace.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, just the one thing. Sorry.
Yeah.
What about when Tony and a friend, like, not kidnap Beau, but they put him in the car and they make him smoke. What is that? Is that real?
I think so.
Okay.
Well, I think that's to show that their daughter was just doing those things anyway.
Oh,
but they blame Beau for, her dying, for her, she's the one who drank the paint. Beau literally did nothing.
He tried to stop her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a lot of the things they're blaming Beau for, that it was that girl's fault.
Okay, yeah. Cool.
I don't know, is the movie saying it's woman's fault?
Oh my goodness. Oh
no. It's woman's fault, and poor Beau, he's being blamed for.
No.
I don't know how that,
The incels would have a very
they'd be having a ball
this.
with this. You're right, Ariasta. It is woman. It is woman. They are to blame for.
Oh no. We need to put trigger warnings on this one.
But anyway, so we're done with this house bit.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
I think it was just a genuine innocent group of people who took him in, but his paranoia transformed that situation into a much more upsetting thing that it was.
Yes.
And the daughter, well, I could say so there's this, right?
Yes.
The parents aren't focusing on the daughter. They're not giving her enough attention.
Yes.
But they are focusing on both Jeeves, who's their son's friend,
Yes.
and Beau, instead of the actual daughter.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
They're giving more attention to the two of them.
Yes.
And like the memory of their dead son as opposed to the actual daughter. They're forgetting the actual daughter in front of them.
Yes.
So I think it's the parents neglecting their daughter in favor of
that
the Jeeves representing the army and Beau
representing whatever Beau represents.
Yeah.
Anxiety.
So I think it's about their that it's more about the parents being bad.
Yeah.
Than it is like, cause she's a teen. She's not like an adult, right?
Yeah, she's like 16, 17 probably.
Yeah. They are adults. The adults are to blame. She's a child.
Well,
they should have spent more time with her.
Yeah.
I think that's the reading. And because they didn't spend enough time with her, that's why, she smokes marijuana and drinks paint.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. But again, I don't understand why they blamed Beau.
Yeah. Me too.
But so anyway, he escapes, right?
Yes.
And he stumbles upon the play.
Yes.
And I mentioned this a couple of times now. This is the critical...
Yes.
Critical for understanding the movie.
Yeah.
If both he didn't tell us it was a movie with those things about the boats.
Yes.
And if there wasn't this scene of what to do, this would be an extremely sad and upsetting movie.
Yeah.
But due to this play, which shows you the path out, it's very hopeful in a way.
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
He gets to the orphans of the forest. That's the the troop, right?
Yeah.
He's invited to the rehearsal and becomes entranced by the play.
Yeah.
So he speaks to some lady, the lady who patched him up.
Yes.
Who's that?
the pregnant lady.
Who is that?
I don't know her.
Is she pregnant?
Yeah. Well, I think she's pregnant. She's either pregnant or very bloated.
So,
So,
this is the thing I told you to hold on to, right?
yes.
Beau hands her the porcelain thing,
Yes.
and it looks like he's giving her a dick,
Right?
right?
Okay.
She takes it and holds it to her chest.
Yes.
But then she look like, I don't know, she gives like a very upset look.
Okay.
Or like, I think that's him. I think they had sex.
Okay.
But that was a metaphor of him giving her the porcelain thing to show us that's what happened. But
Okay.
she was like, I don't know, unsatisfied or like unhappy with it.
Okay.
So, because if you watch that scene,
Yeah.
he hands her the porcelain thing. She takes it, she holds it to her chest. Then she gets like this very upset look on her face and she like looks away.
Okay.
And then behind him, this weird guy comes
Yeah.
up and says, "Must think about something, fella," or something like that,
Yeah.
right? Now, sorry, you know I said the porcelain thing being a dick. That's
Yeah.
the inflection point, whether you believe this is a good review or not.
Yes.
Here's another one.
Oh, no. Okay.
So
yeah.
the guy behind him, the weird guy that pops up,
Yeah.
his face looks like a dick.
His face looks like a dick.
Yes.
Okay.
So, I believe that guy is like his anxiety about he didn't perform well,
Okay.
right? He
Yeah.
just sees a man.
Yeah.
That's just a man, but he sees like a bigger dick.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
Look, I sound like a fucking idiot, bro. But if you watch the movie,
Okay.
right?
Yes.
It's so if you watch that scene, he hands her the porcelain thing,
Yes.
which is them having sex.
Yes.
She holds it to herself, then she gets this upset look on her face.
Yes.
I think his anxiety kicks in, and he thinks,
And then-
"What if I didn't perform well? It's not big enough.
Yeah.
Whatever sexual concerns he may have."
And then Dick
And
Man
then-
shows up.
A guy, a huge dick, his face is off a dick,
Okay.
just turns up behind him, right?
Okay.
So that's his like fear or anxiety of a bigger dick
Yes.
that just popped up behind him, and then
Okay.
he looks, and then I do believe that there was a guy there. Just his perception of that guy
Yeah.
is
Slightly warped.
warped because of his mind,
Yeah. Okay.
or maybe my analysis is warped.
You're
right?
just thinking about dicks, and it happens to be.
All right, whatever.
What? I'm just saying.
Maybe I brought a few dicks to this review.
Oh no!
You know, the cave in Empire Strikes Back.
Yes.
Of course you don't,
Of course I do.
because you've never seen it.
Yes.
Anyway, in Empire Strikes Back, when Yoda is training Luke,
Yes.
there's a dark side cave,
Yes.
and Luke says, "What's in the cave?" He's like, "Only what you take in with you."
Yes.
So a lot of people,
You just-
they bring their own issues to a thing. So maybe I'm just seeing dicks all over the place, and I'm projecting it onto this movie, right?
Okay. Yes. Maybe, just maybe.
Yeah. Anyway, so that guy, that weird guy, tells him, "I knew your father," or something like that.
Yes. Yeah.
And he just kind of speaks gibberish.
Yeah. Okay.
And then Jeeves kills him.
Yeah.
Jeeves fucking blows his head off.
Jeeves kills most of them, if not all of them, because they explode.
Some people have put forward that maybe that's his father, still alive.
His father is,
That weird
Jeeves.
man.
Oh, okay.
Not Jeeves, that weird
Yeah.
man.
Okay. Yes.
And then later on in the movie,
Yeah.
all right, we'll get to that, right? But
Okay.
the weird man says, "I knew your father. I took care of your mother for a while after he died," or something like that. That's what he said, right?
Was it not? I took food to him. Because I'm fairly sure that
Yeah. So, what were you saying?
we've had a lot of cuts this episode.
They don't need to know about that.
But they know, because I was mid-sentence when we cut it.
Did we? No,
Yes.
I waited for you to finish.
I don't think so, but okay.
All right. Well, I showed him, still images of what I believe to be the penis,
Yeah.
the two penises. The one
Joaquin
that he handed
Phoenix's-
he handed it to her,
Yeah.
She holds it to her chest, then she looks away, like, kind of upset.
Yes.
Then he looks the other way, and he sees that guy who has, like, a big mushroom head,
Okay.
right?
Yes.
and it
Sure.
freaks him out, right?
Yes.
Right? And then he dies by that, what's his name, killing him?
Jeeves. Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, so
Yeah.
are we done here?
With the play and the woods. And,
Do we? I think we should talk about the play.
okay.
So what happens in the play?
He has some. Well, he builds a house and he becomes self-sufficient.
Yes.
Gets married.
He learns a trade.
Yeah.
Yes. So there's stuff like that. That's your roadmap for life.
Yeah.
You should learn how to do something well. Learn a trade.
Yeah.
Become good at it. Earn a living.
Have some kids.
They said something about fresh fruit.
Yeah.
Eat fresh fruit. Or vegetables, I think they said. Fresh
Yeah.
vegetables instead of processed stuff.
Yeah.
And then, love
Then-
your kids.
Yeah. And then get flooded away
Yes.
and spend all your days searching for them.
Yeah, but he finds them.
That is true.
And
But it's
there's a line there where they say, you were so... What's the word? Narcissistic or something.
Yeah.
You were so caught up looking for them, you couldn't realize they were looking for you.
Yeah.
Which is what happens with a lot of these incel guys, right?
Okay.
They neglect, like family members they have, or like neighbors, or possible people they could be friendly with,
Yeah.
because they just view the world as being against them. They don't see the people that are in front of them.
Yeah. Okay.
And their problem, they say their problem is that they can't find romantic or sexual partners, right?
Yeah.
The truth is, a lot of these guys, they just they could, right?
Yeah.
But they just have
Bad experiences.
no, like an extremely high standard.
Okay.
They wouldn't accept a woman that's slightly overweight.
Yeah.
Or just
Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
whatever,
Flawed in some way.
quote unquote flaw.
Well, yes. Quote unquote flawed.
Yes, they just want like a 10 out of 10 woman.
Yeah.
They won't,
Yeah.
look at themselves and say, how can I improve myself to be someone, that a 10 out of 10 woman would be with.
Yeah.
They just, they can't get with that 10 out of 10 woman and then blame them.
Yeah.
But they could probably quite easily, get into a relationship with a less attractive woman. But they don't want to do that, right?
Yeah.
So they're not actually incel.
Yes.
Well, they are. It's just that they don't want to, quote unquote, lower themselves.
Yes. Yeah.
That's it, really.
Okay. Cool.
Anyway, this is the thing. I want to go back to The Empire Strikes Back.
Okay. The cave.
No, not just the cave. There's
Okay.
lots more in that movie.
Okay.
But anyway, Luke says, Master Yoda, moving rocks is one thing, but taking the X-Wing was crashing in the swamp, right?
Yes.
I've shown you
Yes, I know.
YouTube videos of this,
Yes.
right? But
Yes.
anyway, the Yoda says, no, only different in your mind.
Yes.
Judge me by my size, do you?
Yes. And
I worried out because the Force is my ally.
Yes.
And a powerful ally it is. Right?
And then
he
moves
uses the
and-
Force
yeah.
to bring the... Then Luke says, you want the impossible. Right?
Yes.
And then Yoda lifts the...
Yeah.
the thing out of the swamp. The X-Wing out of the swamp, and he puts it there.
Yeah.
And Luke says, I don't believe it.
Yes.
And Yoda says, that is why you fail. Right?
Yes.
So these guys, these incels, they have a negative opinion of themselves.
Yes.
They can't escape that negative thinking.
Okay.
And that's why they fail.
Yes.
A woman could be in front of them and ask them out, and they'd still fuck it up.
Yes.
Because they have this ingrained belief that, it's not going to work out. So it kind of becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So... you know, like what I was saying about people who are unlucky in love.
Yes.
You would tell them, improve yourselves. But
Yes.
these incels guys, they need therapy and to, you know, break that lock in their mind.
Yes.
And this play
This,
is showing you how to do it.
Okay.
Everything that's said in the play speaks to the incel experience.
Okay.
It tells you how to get out of it.
Okay.
And like I
Yes.
said, that thing about, you know, what should I say?
About
You know,
dicks?
No, they were so like, you were so caught up in your own something, you couldn't see that there were people around you that
Yeah.
were looking for you.
Yeah.
So these guys, they're so focused on like one girl.
Yeah.
They don't see the potential around them.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to say.
Okay.
Everything
Yeah.
inside this play
Yeah.
is the antidote to the whole movie. Right? Anyway, the next thing is I believe he has sex with that woman.
Yes.
He hands her the porcelain thing.
Yes.
But his anxieties creep up and he sees the guy behind him.
Yes.
That guy may or may not be Beau's dad.
Yes.
I just know him as the creepy guy.
Yes.
But then Jeeves kills him.
Yes.
Now, is it possible that Beau's father died in war?
It is.
And the creepy man was just a figment of his imagination, and Jeeves killing him is to represent that war killed Beau's father.
It could be. Yeah.
Do you know who Robert Glover is?
I've heard the name.
In what context?
I have no idea.
Oh, but you've heard the name.
Yes.
Alright.
Yeah. It just sounds familiar.
Well, he's one of these like dating coaches.
Okay.
But he's not like a right-wing guy. He's just like a
dating coach of
Yeah.
some description.
He doesn't go into. He may be a right winger. I don't know. I don't know about his personal politics. I just know he writes like
Dating advice books.
dating advice books.
Okay.
And his whole thing is that like the reason boys or young men have trouble with relationships is that post World War II, a lot of men died in the war.
Yes.
So they were raised by their mothers.
Yes.
And subsequent generations, they've never had like a strong male figure,
Okay.
which
Uh,
I disagree with. Because-
I also disagree.
Because
yeah.
there's been many wars, right?
Yes.
Just choosing World War II as a is just like what is the most bloodiest war that's ever been? Is it World War II?
I think it was World War One.
Well, I know World War One was more brutal.
Yeah.
But my point being that this has happened all over the world. There's
Yeah.
been lots of wars.
Yeah.
Pointing to World War II as being like the reason is very kind of silly.
Yes.
But
Agreed.
anyway, I just know that it's a belief within certain communities that the reason, for incels and for people who, are unlucky in love is because they weren't raised by quote unquote real men.
Okay.
They were either raised by women or, men who weren't raised by other men.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. And this is a common like right wing thing that they say that like men aren't men anymore.
Yeah.
But you'll find like newspaper articles from the 1850s that are like, wow, men aren't men anymore. Or
Yeah.
like,
It's-
it's
yeah.
every hundreds of years, everybody's been saying, oh, well, men aren't real men anymore.
Yeah.
Right? It's been going on for
A while.
a while. So, maybe they're just full of shit.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
By chance.
Anyway, you got distracted in this. So
a little
I
bit.
think it may be possible that Beau's dad died at war,
Okay.
and the representation of that is Jeeves killing
The
creepy man.
Yeah. Okay.
And later on in the movie, sorry to spoil a hit, right?
Uh huh.
But we go up to the attic
Yes.
and we see two things. One is like an older twin version of Beau,
Yes.
and behind him a giant penis monster.
Yes.
Did I imagine that one now?
No.
That's really there.
That's the first penis.
Oh, fuck
That's-
off, man. All right.
Well, besides Beau's actual penis
All right,
that we
whatever.
see.
Whatever.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Jeeves also kills that.
No, that kills Jeeves.
Yeah, but Jeeves attacks it.
Yes.
So I think that's reinforcing the idea that Army killed. Or Army...
The army is a penis. A giant
Army
penis.
attacked his father.
Oh, right, okay, so Jeeves attacks the giant penis monster, which could be his father.
And he killed the creepy man.
Okay.
Who himself looks like a dick, but we can just go past that. We don't need to relitigate him looking like a dick, which he does. But
okay, sure, if you say so.
Anyway, so this is... It's happened twice. Jeeves has attacked both the creepy man who could possibly be his dad and looks like a dick, and the physical penis monster that could be his dad,
and also looks like a dick.
Well, sure, if you wanna be focused on dicks the whole time. All right, man.
Wow. Okay.
Certain people are trying to do analysis. Right? You're trying to turn this into a porno, but all right. Oh fuck. Where are we now? Right?
Okay,
anyway, but we still... So he leaves the Jeeves fucking up that orphan thing, right?
Yes.
He runs away.
Yes.
And he gets to his mother's house to find out it's too late.
Yes.
The mother's already been buried.
Yes.
And I think that's true.
Which... It kind of doesn't make sense to me. Because he goes into the house and there's still a casket there with a body in it. And a decapitated head. Well, not the head, but a decapitated body. So how does that work?
I don't know.
Yeah, me too.
Anyway.
Okay.
Something we didn't mention is that throughout this, it keeps getting intercut with like a cruise Beau took with his mother when he was a child.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. He meets Elaine, who is the complete opposite to Beau.
Yes.
Beau lets things happen to him, while Elaine kind of makes things happen.
Yeah.
Right. She's less squeamish. She goes around telling people somebody died in the in the pool, or
She goes and knocks on all the doors.
She's the opposite.
Yes.
To that, right?
Yeah.
And Beau has a bad experience.
Yeah. Okay. What do you mean by bad experience? Like he has a bad experience with Elaine?
He has trauma from this.
Oh. Right? From the boat trip?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because she gets pulled out and...
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
And he dies in the boat at the end. That has to do with the cruise in some capacity, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I see it.
But here's another scene, like where his mother kind of gives him good advice.
Okay.
She tells him, you're gonna grow up and you'll get a girl that deserves you, or something like that.
Yeah.
I think that actually happened.
Okay.
That his mother was trying to
console him. Yeah.
But he has a negative view of his mom, so it's viewed as like a very negative scene, or like a scary scene.
Yeah.
Like there's lights going over her face, and she's usually like shrouded in darkness.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
So I think that's him being upset or afraid of his mother and construing her genuine concern into like a negative thing,
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Do you have to say anything too much about the boat?
Not really. I mean, we spoke about all the important bits.
Yeah.
I'd say.
I think he just viewed that situation very negatively.
Yeah.
Even though his mother was very supportive and nice, he just couldn't get over what a bad time it was.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we meet older Elaine.
Yes.
Who works for his mother.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
They have sexual relations.
They do.
And
Elaine dies.
Well, this is the thing, right?
Yeah.
So his mother told him that his father died at the point of ejaculation.
Yes.
And his grandfather and his great-grandfather, the same thing happened to them.
Yes.
That's obviously a lie.
Well, we don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's possible that maybe he did. And the murmur wasn't passed on to Beau. So the last bit about the murmur is a lie. We know that because he didn't die. But
What?
you know how she says he has a heart murmur? So, well, his father had a heart murmur.
Yes.
So.
That's the reasoning, but yes.
Yeah. So, we know that Beau doesn't have that same condition.
Why?
Because he ejaculated and he didn't die.
But that's what I'm saying, it's a lie.
Well, that bit is a lie, yes. But we don't know about his father and grandfather and great-grandfather.
Why would he not have it if it's genetic?
That could be...
It's obviously a lie.
It could have become a recessive gene.
Why did Elaine die? Is she a member of his family?
She could be. What?
Bro, it's... Okay, here's another transgender reading.
Okay.
Okay, not a transgender reading. There's a lot of reasonings about the mother.
Okay.
Actually, we're not there yet. Sorry, let's just finish off Elaine, right?
Okay.
Elaine dies.
Yes.
Alright, let's go.
Okay, cool.
Oh, that's a very funny scene, right?
Well,
Because
yeah.
they play Always Be My Baby,
Yes.
and then the mother comes out.
Yeah.
Right? But again, I don't believe that's what happened.
Okay.
I believe that's his paranoia.
Okay.
The most paranoid feeling you can have is once you finally have sex, your mother comes out of the closet, like, you know, the bathroom or whatever, and says, "I was watching you," or, you know, something like that.
Yeah.
That's the catastrophic event. That's why I think that's what he's imagining. There's no way that actually happened.
Yes. Okay.
Then, you know, her like confronting him. I believe what we see, the woman in front of us presented by Patti LuPone,
Yeah.
that's a figment of his imagination.
Okay.
Right? I don't believe that's a physical person. That's his subconscious.
Okay.
Like projecting a person there.
Okay.
Of what his mother would be like.
Yeah.
Right? So again, like I said, I think the mother is dead.
Okay.
This is just his imagination.
Yes.
His anxiety of he finally had sex.
And
What
now
if
she's...
What if his mother, right?
She was watching the whole time. Yeah.
Right. That mother personality, because this has a lot of like throwbacks to the movie Psycho.
Okay.
Have you seen that?
No.
Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho. Right.
Okay.
It's a guy. His name is Norman Bates.
Mm-hmm.
His mother is very overbearing.
Okay.
That turns him into a serial killer.
Okay.
And we get it like a nod to that scene where, because Norman Bates is always looking through the eye hole. At the beginning of the movie, Joaquin Phoenix looks through the eye hole.
Yeah.
When something happens, I can't remember when he's at his apartment. Right?
When the letters come through.
Yeah, but
it's
it's like a recreation of the shot from Psycho.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Norman Bates had a mother personality. He had multiple personalities.
Okay.
And it's because his mother was so overbearing, there was a mother personality within him.
Okay.
I believe Joaquin Phoenix has that mother personality,
Okay.
like haunting him.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
And, yeah. So that mother personality unlocks certain things that he hid away.
Yeah.
Now, we're kind of presented the idea that he had a twin brother, and the twin brother was locked in the attic.
Yes.
And the Patti LuPone tells him, your twin brother's up there, and your father.
Yes.
So he goes up there and he sees like a twin Beau.
Yes.
I believe that's not real.
Okay.
I believe that's also another figment of his personality.
Okay.
That was the brave,
The brave Beau.
yeah.
Yeah.
What he could have been.
Yeah.
But because of his mother's overbearingness, she locked it away.
Okay.
The attic is also, you know, like your brain.
Yeah.
The attic is the top of your the house. Your brain, your
Yeah.
head is
Yes.
the top of your head. So I believe what's in the attic is, you know, his
Yeah.
locked up personality, and the penis monster is potentially there's a lot of readings of that, right?
Okay.
potentially his mother was assaulted
Yeah.
and raped,
Yeah.
and his father, he just views it as the penis.
Yeah.
Because that's what he has nothing to do with this, rapist.
Yeah.
But there's nothing in text that kind of supports that reading.
Yeah.
It could be that the mother kind of hates the father so much that, and Beau knows so little of him, that he's been reduced to a penis. The only thing that he knows for sure is that cum came out. Right?
Yes.
So that's the only thing he knows for sure is that he had a dick.
Yeah.
So that's why he's visualized as being a penis monster.
Okay.
Now, here's the thing.
Yes.
Could Beau's mother be a transgender woman?
It's hard to say because, well, in real life, we don't have the technology for that at the moment.
I'm not saying she gave birth to Beau.
Okay.
I'm saying the other mother gave birth to Beau.
Which other mother? What? Like Martha?
So you have a mother and a father.
Yes.
The father became a transgender woman.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
The other mother gave birth to Beau.
Yes.
That mother died.
Okay. Yeah, that's possible.
Now, the woman died.
Yes.
Oh, fuck. This doesn't work.
What?
So
Okay.
this is the thing. I was going to say maybe if Beau's mother died.
The one in the movie or the
previous one.
Okay.
But she would have had to have given birth to him. So she couldn't have died at conception.
No.
So this is what I was saying, right? Perhaps, the mother tells Beau that your father died when they had sex.
Yes.
So maybe the first time they had sex is when the father realized he wasn't a cis male.
Okay.
And that was the moment he decided to become transgender.
He decided to transition.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why when she said, your father died when you were born.
When you conceived.
When you're conceived.
Yeah.
Because that moment is when the mother realized that they're not a cisgender man. They're a transgender woman.
Yeah.
So when they say your father's locked up in the attic, it's when the surgery happened and, that's what's left of, quote unquote, the father.
Yeah.
Because it's just, they cut off the dick.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
So the mother is a transgender woman, and the reason you see a penis monster in the attic is that's what's left of, quote unquote,
father.
The father.
Oh,
and it leads into my transgender reading of the movie.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, right, Beau represents the incel white man of America.
Yes.
His mother being transgender, because all of his anxiety and being upset is about his mother. So if the mother were transgender, right, it's about, that represents all their feelings. They feel upset about transgender people, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, so like I said, this end bit.
Yeah.
After, I think he has sex with, what's her name?
The
lady, Elaine.
Oh, Elaine, yeah.
She dies, and that's for real.
Okay.
But that is another Greek twist of fate.
Okay.
It's a coincidence, right?
Okay.
That the moment he had sex, she died.
Okay.
And it also kind of feeds into his paranoia. He's paranoid that he's going to die when he has sex.
Yes.
And it happens, and guess what? Finally a moment of, something nice happens. He doesn't die.
But then he looks up and she's...
in a cruel twist of fate, she dies, right? That would be the perfect, Greek twist.
Yeah.
Then, so everything that happens after that, I believe, is in his head.
Okay.
Like I said, when the mother comes out and reveals these things, that's him. That's another part of his personality revealing it to himself.
Yes.
That he goes to the attic and,
Yeah.
confronts the fact that this part of himself was locked away.
Yeah.
And that the father was like locked away as well in the attic, and he never had a proper relationship with his father.
Yeah.
Now, due to all this guilt,
Yes.
I believe that, end scene where he's in the like Colosseum,
Yeah.
and the mother is still there because he strangles the mother,
Yes.
but then she's just there in the next scene in
Yeah.
in the Colosseum.
Yes.
So that's why I believe that's not a real scene.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Makes
right?
sense. Yeah.
He tried to kill that part of his personality.
Yeah.
But it didn't die. It just like dissipated and reconfigured itself.
Yeah.
Right? Now he's in that part of his in the brains. We end of the movie in the boat.
Yeah.
And we have a sham trial.
Yes.
Because they don't say we're here to see if you're guilty or not. They say we're here to assess the extent of your guilt.
Yeah. He's already guilty.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now there's a lawyer who's not. He's far away in the background, and you keep shouting.
Yeah. They have mics. They're speaking.
Yes. So
fine.
again, it's a sham trial.
Yeah.
And they just go through all his various induced moments.
Yes.
And I feel at the end he kills himself.
Okay.
Because he allowed, his trauma from his childhood to lead up to this moment.
Okay. Yeah.
If he had worked on his issues like the play said,
Yes.
Learned a skill,
The
all the
on the
stuff,
family.
all
Yeah.
the stuff in the play,
Yeah.
he wouldn't be here now.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That's my reading of the movie.
Oh, yeah. It's a very. It's. You know how. Okay. You know how I always say there's movies that should be analyzed and movies that should be watched for fun, and you disagree. I think this is one of those movies that should be analyzed. Which,
I had
it's
fun.
Yeah, I know.
So then,
you've made your point with how it works for you, but for me
I'm not
personally,
saying. All right, Karen.
yeah. So for me personally, I think this is one of those analyzing movies, but I personally am not able to analyze it because I don't know, I just don't see these things. So for me, it was kind of not great.
Would you use the word boring?
No, I would use confusing.
All right, let me just go back to what I said in the intro.
Yes, right at the beginning. Yeah.
I said, movies like this have the potential to start arguments, and I've been around the block enough times to know how the discourse about these types of movies go.
Yes.
Right? Certain people will say it's brilliant.
Yes.
Certain people will say it's confusing.
Yes.
They don't like it. And the first group will condescendingly say, well, you only think it's bad because you don't understand it.
Yes.
And this starts a bitter back and forth between the two parties.
Yes.
Just because someone didn't like something doesn't mean they don't understand it. But even if they didn't understand it, they could still find the movie boring and unbothered without finding out the meaning.
Yes.
So that last bit, I think, is you.
Yeah.
You didn't use the word boring, but you're not bothered to find out the meaning. And that's totally fine. I don't like arguing about personal taste.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Like I said, I address this. Carry on.
Yeah, that's that's really about it.
Yes, if you don't find the like I said, with these confusing movies, if there's nothing on the visual layer or like the first layer to grab you, you won't find the want or need to dig deep and find the meaning, and that's fine. I'm not just disagreeing. You can have whatever opinion you want. Yeah. So is that it?
Yeah, that's it for me.
All right. Recommendations.
I don't even have recommendations.
Wow.
I've been so busy.
Can I tell them? You had a test.
I did have a test, yeah.
All right. Well, I didn't have it.
Yeah, that's it.
I didn't have a test. I had
Nice.
work, and then When I got home, I watched movies.
Nice. Must be nice.
So yeah, I watched L.
Okay.
Do you know what L is?
Is it about the lady from Legally Blonde?
No.
Okay.
But do you know who Paul Verhoeven is?
No.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of his movies.
Okay.
And they covered him on Blank Check.
Ah, right. Okay.
So, like they do an initial series, and then after their series, if he makes other movies, they'll cover him again.
Yeah.
So I went through his initial run.
Okay.
But L came out after their initial run.
Okay.
So I just got to the L episode and I watched L.
Yeah.
Excellent movie. It's a French. It's like a satire on a French murder mystery.
Oh, okay.
Right. I really had a great time with it. Stars Juliette Huppert. Oh, sorry, not Juliette. Isabelle Huppert.
Okay.
She was nominated for Best Actress at the Oscars.
Wow.
For this in 2016.
Damn. Okay.
Really enjoyed it.
That's cool.
But it's a very hectic movie.
Okay.
There's a lot of rape and like abuse.
Okay.
So if that's a deal breaker, then obviously I don't think you should watch it.
Okay. Yeah.
But then he made another movie called Benedetta in 2021.
Okay.
It's a story about a nun.
Okay.
Her name is Benedetta. She's like potentially a con woman.
What? Okay.
Right? She's like conning the people around her into thinking she is like a
nun.
like the wife of Jesus.
Oh.
Like she has like powers or something.
Okay.
It's a very interesting movie. Oh, and she's a lesbian.
Okay.
So she's having sex with another nun.
Oh, damn. Didn't expect that.
Yeah, there's a lot going on, right?
Yeah.
The next thing is I watched Lost in Space. It's a movie. Lost in Space was a TV show.
Okay. Yeah.
And they made a movie adaptation of it in 1998.
Okay.
It's fine. They were trying to like take an episodic show and make a movie about it.
Yeah.
It didn't work.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But so like it's fine. It's a little bit of fun, but not a great movie.
Okay.
Following on from the Buster Keaton, I was saying I've been watching Buster Keaton movies.
Yeah.
I watched Sherlock Jr.
Okay.
That's currently my favorite Buster Keaton movie.
Wow. Okay.
Very fun. The next thing is since we last recorded.
Yes.
Do you know what May the 4th is?
Star Wars Day.
Oh, you know about Star Wars?
I do know about Star
very
Wars.
Interesting, but you've never seen any of the movies.
Well, I watched A New Hope.
All right.
Cool.
Are we done here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
no, I mean,
What?
I mean with your bullshit.
Yes.
Pretending to know all about Star Wars when you watched one movie.
I know all about Star Wars.
Alright, but anyway, on May the 4th, they released Season 2 of Star Wars Visions.
Okay.
Which are these like 5 to 10 minute vignettes
Okay.
of like, stories from the Star Wars universe.
Oh, okay. That's pretty cool.
That came out on May the 4th, and they also put out something called Star Wars Young Jedi Adventures.
Okay.
Of like these kid Jedis.
Aww.
Lots of people have been making memes of Anakin.
Yeah, I was gonna.
The young kids with these characters. So the next thing is the current Blank Check series I'm going through is Catherine Bigelow.
Yes.
I spoke about her, James Cameron's ex-wife.
Yeah.
And I don't want to diminish her by saying that James Cameron's ex-wife. But
yes.
She is James Cameron's ex-wife.
Yeah.
But she is an excellent director in her own right.
She can be both.
And I've been really enjoying her filmography.
Okay.
But, I don't know if this is rude to say, but the movies I like most.
Yeah.
One, written by James Cameron.
Oh, no.
The other one, produced by James Cameron.
Oh, no.
But, the one is called Strange Days.
Okay.
Written by James Cameron in the 80s.
Okay.
So she made it like a much more... I don't know, Strange Days is a very underrated movie.
Okay.
I had a blast with this. I'd never heard of it, and I was like, wow. This predicted the death of Tupac.
Damn. Okay. That's The Simpsons.
Yeah. But like it was like 1 year before.
Ah.
He died in 96. This came out in 95.
Damn.
And James Cameron wrote it in 86.
So really, they predicted it 10 years before.
Well, I don't know what the initial script looked like. Because obviously, he just wrote his story and then handed it off to her, and then like
then it
obviously
changes
over the course of making the movie, things change.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it gets revised in that.
Well, I've mentioned this before, but Succession.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Succession.
I was watching it before you came here.
Yeah.
This latest episode, I had such a ball.
Oh, okay.
Unbelievable. What a show.
Love that.
Yeah, I really love Kieran Culkin.
Yeah.
His haircut in this episode was chef's kiss.
Okay.
And yeah.
Okay.
And the last thing is I watched 1986's The Hitcher.
The Hitcher.
Starring Rutger Hauer. Do you know who that is?
No.
He's the bad guy in Blade Runner.
Oh. Yeah, I still don't know who that is.
Alright. He's in the board of directors at Wayne Corp in Batman Begins.
Right, okay. Yeah.
Still don't know.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, he's a very famous actor.
Okay.
He was in Paul Verhoeven's first Hollywood movie, Blood and Fire.
Oh.
Sorry, Fire and Blood.
Same difference.
Right. But yeah, he's a very... he's like, like... Not Arnold Schwarzenegger. Who's the other guy?
Sylvester Stallone.
Oh, man. Rocky 4. Dolph Lundgren.
Oh.
He's like a very Dolph Lundgren type.
Okay.
He's just like a big... European guy.
Okay, yeah.
But anyway, I like him. The Hitcher, he's like a guy who just murders people who pick him up.
Oh. So he's like the people our parents warned us about picking up on the side of the road.
He's like a character that would be in Beau is Afraid.
Ah, like... right, okay. Got you. Okay.
So, are we done, yeah?
I would say so, yeah.
So, yeah. Thank you for listening.
Thank you. No?
You were saying something?
No, I was just saying thank you.
Alright. Well, I thanked them first, and it was more hearty, I think.
Thank you very much for your kindest support during the launch of our podcast.
Well, listeners, I love you in a sexual way. So once again, I win. Listeners, I love you more than him. He's a bad person. Right? He said thank you, whatever. You heard what I said, and I mean it. Anyway, so please remember to rate, review, subscribe, give a like, etc.
Yeah.
Importantly, needs to be a 5-star review.
Has to be.
Please subscribe on Patreon to listen to our commentaries.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna give them the link, but I think I want to buy a URL that's like PAICIP.com.
Okay.
PAICIP.com.
Okay.
But so I don't want to give you this this URL, right?
Yeah.
PAICIP.com.
Okay. PAICIP.com.
But it's quite expensive. Oh
no! Okay.
I was contemplating PAICIP.co.za, which is like 300 rand cheaper.
Okay.
I don't know, but .com just seems more,
international.
It's just more prestigious,
Yeah.
.com.
That is true. Okay. Anyway,
it's called the .com bubble, not the .co.za bubble. Anyway, yeah. This movie. This past week was Mother's Day.
Yes.
So
it was.
Yeah, and this was a movie about a mother.
Yeah, that is true.
Yes, and I think we're going to be covering Hereditary. I'll speak about it with you just now.
Okay.
But I'll just say it on mic.
Okay, let's go for it. A little peek behind the curtain.
I was wondering if the other one we could do is Joker.
Oh, yeah.
Because, like I said, this movie is clearly in conversation with Joker. It's using the casting of Joaquin Phoenix as a, very deliberate thing.
Yeah.
And I believe this is a far better movie than Joker.
Okay.
La Joke.
Yeah.
So, we could do Hereditary to be, in line with Ari Aster. We could do Joker to be in line with...
Joaquin Phoenix.
Joaquin.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Listeners, you'll find out when. Yeah.
See you on Patreon.
Yeah.
To figure out what...
Oh, no, the reason I brought up Mother's Day is I was saying, tell a family member, tell a friend. Tell your mother to listen.
Oh, yeah. Or, if your grandparents are tech savvy, tell your mother's mother to listen.
It's our longest episode.
It is, yes.
And I thought it would be.
Yeah, and it is.
Yeah. Au revoir!
Goodbye.